Welcome in, Truth Over Lies, Carpet for the Horse family. It is Monday afternoon. Y'all see the title. Y'all see what it is. How you feeling, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir. I am feeling freaking-tastic per usual. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, El Nug Nugs and Le Bonquishas. Welcome to Cart Before the Horse, Truth Over Lies. In affiliation with the Bougie Negro Podcast, and also, as all you Negroes know, in association with Ain't No Fun Once the Rabbits Got the Gun Entertainment. What's going on with you this fine Monday?
I got beans and bologna. Yeah.
Welcome in, Truth Over Lies family. It is Monday. We got a lot to talk about. All right, it is day 33. We got a lot to talk about.
Man, we moving on this 33rd day. Come one, come all, this fine November 3rd, 2025. Me and Mr. X is still alive and feeling fine. Reporting to you, Jive Chickens, on this 33rd day of the 35-day marathon. Report to you live with Truth Over Lies. You see what it is.
That part.
Straight like that, straight like that, straight like that, straight.
So here we go. We're going to get into it. All right, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to drop the link. All right, we're trying to get our bearings here. Like we telling y'all been along with us for the last 33 days, which is kind of unprecedented on the platform, but we ain't done yet. All right, we setting records.
There we go. We trying, and once again, gotta give respect where respect is due. Shout out to the young brother I Show Speed for giving us the idea. There we go. We moving. We done it. Almost. I sound like my son. It ain't over yet, but we there. Huh? Couple more days. We doing it.
That part.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
So here we go. Shout out to Frederick Howard come through, gifting 5 memberships.
Brother Frederick always coming through first with the memberships. We appreciate you, brother.
Straight like that, straight like that, straight like that, straight.
Appreciate you, brother. And shout out to brother Lee Turner, gifting a membership.
Brother Lee always coming through as well.
So like I said, we're going to get into it like we do. Y'all know we're going to drop the link for some of you ninjas that want to come up, but we're going to set the stage. All right, y'all see the thumbnail? See the title? MAGA Madness. Misinformation is ruling the nation.
Dong, dong, da, dong, dong, da, dong, da, dong, da, dong, dong. Every time I think of politics, that's what I picture. Omar Epps in the back of that car. What was that movie? All About the Benjamins. Dong, dong, da, dong, da, dong, da, dong, da, dong, dong. Because who gives a crap? So I'm sorry. I'm triggered, man. Because all we do is speculate up here. We don't know. Let's see what we got going on this evening.
That part. So take a second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're just coming into the room. All right. I know some of y'all just getting off work, other people's different time zones. So we know y'all file in as the show goes.
There you go. And shout out to everybody that's going to try to come up on the panel after the third hour with 5 hours worth of stuff to get off their chest. Yeah.
That's fine, because we'll be back Wednesday, which is the finale, day 35. So if you don't make it today, you better make it then.
Man, ain't we accommodating? Look at that. Customer service.
Shout out to Nais. Says on time for the party.
Appreciate you, Nice. Thanks for the video drop too. Appreciate you.
That part.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
So here we go. We're going to start here. Shout out to my guy, Frenchie. We've been doing a lot of his content over here at Truth Over Lies.
I forgot about Frenchie.
Yeah, he be out here doing the street interviews and whatnot.
He got him and Trey be wearing them wigs, boy. Get him, Frenchie. Then he got the dog. I listen here. This is cutting edge stuff. Supposedly, I guess his brother gives away, or will raffle off one of them French doggies y'all all like.
Yeah, he straight up gives it away. One a month, I believe. He'll do it live, and yeah, one of his subscribers.
That's amazing. You can't beat that. He deserves all the success he gets. Shout out to brothers that can move like that. Free doggy? That's crazy.
I am a registered Republican.
Registered Republican. Juneteenth shouldn't be a holiday.
I believe we have enough holidays.
So you don't think Juneteenth should be a holiday?
I think we have enough holidays to celebrate America.
Okay.
I think it's American history, not black or white history.
You think
It's
Juneteenth,
American
I know, do you
history.
think Juneteenth is American history or black history?
I think it's American history.
So it should be a holiday.
Whether it should be a holiday or not, that's
Why
debatable.
wouldn't you think it should, why don't you think it should be a
Because I
holiday?
think if you want to unify people, you have to have unity.
You don't think that's unity?
No, I think it's separation.
Why is it separation?
Why is it not? Why is it part of history?
It's when the slaves found out that they were
Right.
free.
I understand that, right?
So do you think the 4th of July should be a holiday?
That's American. Are you American?
I know. So listen, I'm just asking a question.
Should Juneteenth,
no.
we separate races by holidays?
How is it racist that the slaves
It's
were free?
not racist. Should we separate holidays by race? June.
So do you think
Juneteenth
America?
is a holiday for?
So let me ask this question. Do you
How
think
many
that?
people fought
Do you
for
think?
it?
Do you think?
We squabbling now. Listen here. One thing we've been talking about up here lately, we can celebrate whatever we want. At this point, we don't got to get them to acknowledge anything. All right, because they ain't. They know, but they won't acknowledge it publicly. We got the day off, or at least we used to. I don't know no more, but yeah, here we are.
Listen here, man. I'm triggered, man. Like I keep trying to tell y'all, Karens, these staunch Republicans, they don't give a crap about our story. They don't care. You ain't gonna make them care. You hear her? Are you American? Move on. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and move on, Ron Tavius. Yeah, it's America now. This is why the vast majority of melanated folks can't get with the Republican Party. They refuse to acknowledge any past injustices. They don't give a crap. They're like, no, let's just move on. That's too much back there. We don't have enough money to give our reparations for what y'all went through. Let's just move forward, please. They start sweating because they know, they're like, we ain't talking about that. Forget that. But remember the Holocaust.
So let me ask this question. Do you
How
think
many
that?
people fought
Do you
for
think?
it?
Do you think
How
that
many
America
people
should
fought
have?
for the freedom of slaves? Was it only blacks that fought for the freedom of slaves?
I know. So do you think that? Do you think that?
I think that America should have its own. It should have its holidays.
Okay. Do you think that people celebrated after the war was over? After the Civil War, do you think it was a celebration?
I think that it was celebrated that the slaves were free. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yearly? Maybe not. That just was something that came.
And there you go. So clearly it's a distinction. They don't want to celebrate it and they don't have to, but we don't have to stop. If you celebrate Juneteenth, you don't have to stop celebrating because they don't want to acknowledge it. It is what it is. We just got to move forward.
With our acknowledging our history and our trials and torment, why do we want them to acknowledge our personalized holidays anyway, like a Juneteenth? Why would we care what they think? We should. Some things are meant to be secrets, not nasty, secrets that get found out, people get hurt. No, good. See, everything ain't they business. It ain't. They should see us having our get-togethers in the parks, or don't see us at all. That's the thing. It ain't nothing. Who cares? Anybody trying to impress them? But they done turned it into a whole racket. They out here selling y'all Juneteenth paper plates. They out here selling y'all napkins made looking like watermelon designs on them. Absolutely freaking egregious. Who cares what they think? If you want to have this conversation, I wouldn't say we celebrate Juneteenth because even after the 4th of July, we were still being made into strange fruit. I would get graphic. I can't do it up here, but I would get extremely graphic and drive the point home, and little Betty Sue would at least walk away.
About with the Democrats about what?
I would never want my daughter dating a black guy.
Tell me why.
Just because I want my daughter or son to look like me.
Huh. There you go. Shout out to JP. All right, he be riding that train. Here's what it is, brother. But you don't have no control over that. More than likely, your daughter is going to get some black meat, and you ain't going to like it. You're going to have a little Glocktavius grandson.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
Shout out to the folks that say, it's a beautiful saying. We are all but shades of wheat. Right? That's beautiful. Well, we don't act like it. I like this conversation. I just want to know your why. Give me your why. And I think there's nothing wrong with this. We are different races. This is a race. Everything should be of healthy competition. Shout out to my Caucasian German buddy Bill. You know what I mean? Friendly competition. I see you on the battlefield. I'll give you a swift deletion. You know how we talked to one, like it is what it is, man. I want to keep my lineage looking like me, reflecting me, to give the other generation some pride. Say that. It's a bit selfish. It's a selfish want. That's okay.
That part. So here we go. We're going to keep it moving. If you're just coming in, hit the like button. Shout out to Dee Dee. Got my girl Peach. A Republican president, Lincoln, ended slavery.
Yeah, I guess it helped with it. See, I think it's so difficult to say these things with just indefinite, like Lincoln freed. So, he helped. He maybe had some hand in it, said some things.
And shout out to Brother Tall. Come with $33 in the Cash App for day 33. He says, what's up, Truth Over Lies, SBC, Carpet for the Horse, and all you mother effers.
Appreciate you, Uncle Tall. Thank you.
Uncle Tall been coming through, sponsoring every show.
Every show.
Appreciate you.
This is Bentley that I'm parking in the church. It's not just for me. It's for the church. It's for us.
Can we drive it?
No, God wouldn't want that in Jesus' name.
Amen, Pastor. Amen.
This is Bentley that I'm parking in the church. It's not just for me. It's for the church. It's for us.
That's all right, because when I get the company Ford Tempo, y'all all could drive it. Everybody, just let me know.
So here we go. If you're just coming in, hit the like button. We are talking about misinformation is ruling the nation.
Here we go.
Last 4 years, we've been held hostage under the Democratic rule. That is horrible, horrible, horrible. We've had more taxes. We paid more for everything.
Wait, you think that taxes?
Part of the deal game.
You think that taxes have been like really high in the last 4 years, right?
It's not just that. We paid for everything. The middle income America was paying for the Democratic, all this.
I just want to clarify. You didn't like Biden and Harris's tax code.
I did not.
Would you ever vote for it again?
No.
Under any circumstances?
No.
It was Trump's tax code.
No, it was Obama's. It was Obama's.
In 2017, Donald Trump passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, in which was his tax code and set to expire this year, meaning under the entire Biden-Harris administration, we were under Donald Trump's tax code. You just told us that you hated that tax code and you never vote for it again under any circumstances.
I would never vote for a Democratic regime ever.
I said this the other day. This is like Crips and Bloods, man. It's gang violence. People are staunch on each side. All right. We were talking about the per capita stuff and all of this. Depending on which side you on, you're going to formulate your arguments from that side, period. And you ain't trying to take in no information. That's where we at with politics. This side, they got their talking points and they stands, and you got that side, and they are opposed to each other. Like he said that, then she was like, no, that was Obama, just out of nowhere. And here we go.
Listen, this is my understanding. All we could do is pick a candidate that we like what they are saying at the time, because that's all it is words. And then we go cast our vote. That is all we can do. That is our power as voters. And they do what the hell they want with that vote. But I understand, like, I don't understand the complaining, not out loud. I complain to myself inside my head. You know, I go to the gas tank, fill up my truck, and I want to shed a tear sometimes, but who gives a crap? You know, I'd be like, in my head, I'd be like, this is wild. I'm like, they bleed me dry. And then I go with my day, like, because don't nobody care, but I get it. Talking politics is just like complaining. Like, just I F you, I hate this, I hate it. I can't do it. What's the resolution? See that? I can't have this conversation without somebody giving me a resolution. Tell me how we fix it.
No, it was Obama's. It was Obama's.
In 2017, Donald Trump passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, in which was his tax code and set to expire this year, meaning under the entire Biden-Harris administration, we were under Donald Trump's tax code. You just told us that you hated that tax code and you never vote for it again under any circumstances.
I would never vote for a Democratic regime ever.
So it had nothing to do with what they were doing and all to do with the fact that they're Democrats. Party over country every single day you're a member of a cult.
Do you think there's a problem with misinformation out there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some people believe in things that are just not true?
Absolutely. 100%.
And where do you think Obama was born?
Kenya.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
This I get these. They frothy mad. They can't take in no new information. Yeah, like Kenya. Yeah. He said that with his soul. Yeah. And yeah, I think it is. It's either Hawaii, right? Or I don't know. Where you from? See?
Well, he was born in Hawaii. That's what his birth certificate. He produced Hawaii, you know, but that's the hill they on. I think it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Because it's pure unhinged. Like, you know, I am afraid. I do have fears. I'm afraid of being a grown man. I think I'm getting there. Being a grown man and spewing such misinformation loud and proud. See, because that's dangerous. You can afford to be naive when you're younger, but being an old fool, I think is damning. Like, come on, Pat. You 60, 65, 70 years old out here, and you just Kenya. You ignorant.
Oh man, Kenya, MAGA. They are frothing at the mouth, and it's unfortunate. So misinformation is ruling the nation. Oh. Hear that again? That was crazy.
Do you think there's a problem with misinformation out there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some people believe in things that are just not true?
Absolutely. 100%.
And where do you think Obama was born?
Kenya.
He didn't hesitate. Hey, I think about white men, they unwavering. That's what we need to stand on the square with being so all over the place.
And you're not going, again, I know how this conversation goes. He don't back off of that. He said, no, sir, he's not from Kenya. He can sit there and show him a whole birth certificate. He was born in Hawaii. He gonna say, this is the thing, bud. All right. That's how they transition that. This is the thing. Look, this is America. All right. You can't, that's how I go. He ain't about to be like, you're right. Listen, bud. This is America. I don't care where he was born. All right. What's his current address? Huh? America.
This was calm. My stomach hurt. That was funny. Shout out to brother TJ. Says these jokesters know the truth. They just belong to anything to hurt you, Ninjas Club, even if it hurts them.
There you go. Talk about that. Yes, this is true, brother TJ.
And here we are. Huh.
Straight like that, straight like that, straight like that, straight.
Case in point there.
Why are you forcing your lifestyle over on me?
Who's forcing you to be gay?
Joe Biden and his crew.
Joe Biden's forcing you to be gay?
No, not forcing me. Make sure you get that right. I ain't gay and ain't got nothing to do with it.
Boy, I ain't gay, boy. Hold on, boy. You twisted my words there, boy. Me, I got a lady. I got an old lady.
I ain't touched her in the month of Sundays, but I got me a woman. Yeah.
Is somebody forcing him to be zesty? We can't do this. Where we at? He said, who doing it? Biden.
The Democrats. See, don't that sound wild? The Democrats forcing us to be rainbow. Now, look, it ain't forced. That sound wild. Sound like you can't control it. They have there is an agenda being pushed. That's my take. I think that is observable reality. But I ain't gonna sit here. See what I mean? They're making us be this. No, they not. We done got little things from the school about inclusion and stuff like that. And we let the teachers know. Stop it. Don't do it. Look me in my eyes. Don't do it. All right. Carry on now.
That part. Hell.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
Oh, this is wicked.
Forcing your lifestyle over on me.
Who's forcing you to be gay?
Joe Biden and his crew.
Joe Biden's forcing you to be gay?
No, not forcing me. Make sure you get that right. I ain't gay and ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? Don't ask me.
No, but I thought you're saying he's forcing you. He's forcing you to be gay, or he's forcing you to be what's he forcing?
The whole party is forcing their lifestyle over onto us. Period.
Nobody's forcing you to be gay. It's just so people can live the life how they want to live without persecution.
They are putting in schools, in our education for our children, okay?
Yeah.
That it's okay to be that way, and it's not. It's ungodly. Period.
But you're saying like
period. There's no answer. There's no more question to that. Period.
Because in Leviticus,
it's ungodly, friend.
Okay. So in the Bible, in Leviticus, it says, if a man lives with a man, he should be put to death.
Also, you be careful. Okay.
Also in Leviticus,
we're gonna go to eternity, and we're gonna answer for all this right here.
Talk about it.
Yeah, listen here, boy. You're gonna put that book down, boy. We gonna add Jesus Christ. They Christ, boy. The hell wrong with you, boy?
See, he said, you put that book. There you go. Stand on your word for JC, brother. This is the side. This is their side I like, because they all about the nuclear family. This I can get down with. See, he said, now we ain't playing now. Now you talk about Leviticus now, boy. You going to the good book. You better read it right. And he did. He said, for a man to lay with another man is abomination. I wonder what he about to say here. Because, yeah, he about to mess around and get slid. Billy Bob's turning beet red.
And like we say, two things is true. I mean, the thing is, people get too caught up with the political stuff. We need to take in, it's just a cultural thing. It is some politics, and you got religion, entertainment, the movies and TV, all of it. So it's all a full circle. They all in on it because they making money. But they'll sit here and be like, Biden, Trump, and all that. Because y'all so incensed. Them people they don't have as much power as y'all think. They are puppets on a string. The people behind the scenes are making the moves.
And it starts at home. I feel with this brother with the Let's Go Brandon shirt on. I feel what he's saying. That the Rainbow Coalition have infiltrated the schools with egregious literature, ungodly, unholy literature. It's true. I would hope every parent has seen these books, and the kids. I don't know, probably a lot in California, where they talk about kids having sexual encounters, like it's sick and demented.
I look forward to it. Also in Leviticus, it says, if you spill your seed, you need to give 2 turtle doves to a pastor, a priest. Spill your seed meaning ejaculate. Have you given turtle doves to priests or pastors like it says in the Bible?
No.
Quit playing with me, boy. I ejaculate 3 times a day, boy. Once on my wife, once on my dog, and once on myself.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
Don't play.
How many doves I'm supposed to give out a day, boy? I ain't got that. Ain't that many doves in the world. See, You see this? This is wicked. I don't know nothing about this meat beating ritual they talking about, but all right, the first part sits well in the soul. All right, man and man, you know what I'm saying, playing tummy sticks is blasphemous. You know, even our culture, even back to, I always bring up the Colosseum. That's the way you give a man a secondary deletion. Be doing that, you have your way with him, effing yuckity. So that's that. But to sit here and talk about every time you release, you got to go take offering to a priest is diabolical. That's diabolical.
Well, listen, we need to get back to the book. That would bring more discipline, right? And, you know, we will see who out here doing all the madness. So the priest would know, all right, it's the third time you've been in here this week. What you doing?
Okay, see, I like that. Like,
priest order.
The priest, we got all these doves flying around here. Each one of these doves is, see, I get that shit.
Just walking in the church. So people gonna be outside filming y'all ninjas walking in the church all the time with the doves.
I like, you know what? That's like
married men, you know, all type of stuff.
That's like the Scarlet Letter. I like that. Shame. Okay, we taking it back though. That is Old Testament. There you go. Old Testament was a little wild. I like it though. I like we on to something.
Just saying. Here we go.
No.
Pieces of shit like you.
Just like you. You're a piece of shit.
I'm not a piece of
You're
shit.
You're a piece of shit. Yes,
you're.
You are.
Well, hey, I'll give you $50. I'll Venmo you $100.
You're global warming. You're full of that bunch of crap.
Global warming?
Yeah, made up crap, ain't it?
Name one Trump policy.
Made a crap.
Name a Trump policy.
Yeah, transsexuals out of the army.
That's an executive order.
So what?
Name me a Trump policy.
So what? So what? It's something. Misinformation ruling the nation. He did something. All right. He did something. I mean, he don't know. They just infuriated. It is what it is.
See, I should have recorded. I could be a millionaire by now. During Cooties 19, I was brave enough to watch both news channels. What was it? What was the gangs? Was it CNN versus Fox? Wasn't that it? Yeah. Right? I watched them without a bias, and I seen that they was both saying the same things, just in different ways. Like, it's any information we are given, it's my understanding as the public, it's just for the show, it's just for the Coliseum. It means nothing. Again, these two grown men with resources, these are the elders. They got Harleys, they got resources and money, gravitas, influence, and y'all in a parking lot arguing with misinformation. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Don't y'all got something better to do with y'all time, or no?
So the dude on the bike, he got a flag back there. It say F Trump, you know, and his t-shirt say something about F Trump. So this dude must have seen his flag and say, hey, and he start filming, I guess.
Why the hate? You know what I mean? Just why hate? Why not just represent your party? Why gotta be so much smear campaigns? That's where they done got us. Like, we used to laugh. That used to be a joke, smear campaigns, but they really run them and win.
Right now.
That's because you're fucking stupid.
You're full of shit.
You're fucking stupid.
Yeah, listen, you're full of shit.
You're fucking. You can't even. You voted for Trump. You voted for Trump, and you can't even name a Trump policy other than you're scared of the LGBTQ.
You're full of shit.
Hey, do you know why you're scared of him? Because you probably have a tiny fucking pecker.
Oh, is that right? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, here's a Trumper.
Damn right.
Hey, this Trumper supports sex.
Hold on. To talk about a man's meat is egregious. See what I'm saying? The sign language now is getting very feminine. What are we talking about? I don't know.
You don't feel good after this conversation, do you? Huh? You riding off on your bike? Yeah, I told that guy. I told Pat he had a little meat. I'm tough. No. Shame, Ninja. You did again. Two grown, resourceful men who I'm going to assume heads of their households. and y'all are in the parking lot bickering like unhinged women, but women nonetheless.
Sexual abuse. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah, you're a pussy.
Bullshit. Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you too.
You're a Democrat. You're a piece of shit.
I'm not a
Democrat.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
not, are. Yes, you are.
I'm
Yes,
more of
you
a
are. You're a
I'm
tree
more
hugger.
of a leftist.
Yeah, you're a fucking tree hugger. Yes, you are. That's
Hey,
what you are.
what's
Yes,
wrong
you
with
are.
saving the environment?
Yeah,
I'm a tree hugger.
There's nothing wrong with it. Look at the store's fucking full. Tariffs are working.
I'm still
It's full.
hey,
Look at the fuck you're driving.
Are you
You're a
gonna,
fucking
hey,
slow
I
motherfucker.
want you
Look
to
what you're
I'm
driving.
still waiting on the three branches of government.
Look what you're driving, dude. Look what you're driving. Huh?
It's done. Security's coming. Either police is coming. You need to leave.
No.
Now.
Thanks, man.
No.
So now this woman pull up. I mean, what's going to happen? Because, I mean, people get deleted for less. Emotions can get so high. Somebody pull out a firearm. Pop, 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 pop. Cops pull up. They're going to say, I don't know what happened. You know, regrets.
The big dynamic difference is here we go. Right and left wing. Right wing, more nuclear family. More what's the men? Matriarchal, right? More matriarchal on the right side. Left, more patriarchal. Huh? Now that's a line we could draw, and that's when it clash. You got the matriarch versus the patriarch, right? And that's when it get violent. Because look at Pat. He'll sit there and brain rest on tussle with a man. But whoa, woman, you stay in your place. Now he about to get heated.
And here we go. He asking the Trump dude, give me the three branches of government. He don't want to answer because he don't know. So we got the legislative, executive, and judicial. So, which most people probably don't know. You probably gonna say Democrat, Republican, or Senate or Congress. People say all type of stuff, but that's what it is.
Here you go. Can we do that? If we're gonna talk politics, at least be able to give the three branches. I've heard the three branches 10 times over. Gavin just said it. I can recite it again. Judicial, legislative,
and executive.
Executive, judicial. I can always get judicial because that's the jury, that's the judge. The legislative, and I don't give a dang enough to keep remembering.
and the purpose of it ensures that no one individual or group will have too much power.
And that has failed. See, the reasons why you got that I understood.
Executive is Trump. That's presidential. He got the executive power. Then you got the judges, and then you got the legislative, which is the Congress and all them.
So even though Trump can sign off on something, it still has to pass these other two checkpoints, right, Mr. X? See, and exactly. So they have failed, man, because it's supposed to be everybody's supposed to check one another. Everybody got to agree with it, but now not so. Like I said,
Mark, no, you don't know. No, we're not doing a damn thing. I'm not doing a damn thing. Do another fucking crowd. She's right here.
Thank you. Appreciate you. See you, pussy.
Look, people are unhinged. He riding around with a Trump flag. I get it. He too old though. You damn too old, man.
I don't see. Like, here's my take. If you want to go out and get into scuffles and squabbles, join a gym. You can go to any MMA gym. It's a bunch of them now. Go to any MMA gym and they'll let you spar all you want to get that frustration off. That's what I would do personally. You know what? I feel like being ignorant ninja. Let me go where other ignorant ninjas is and it's legal. Yeah, go to an MMA ring and pleasantly punch on some folk and get punched on.
So that's where we at. We're going to see a lot more of this going on in the streets. A lot of civil unrest because of misinformation for the most part.
There you go. I like that. I like it and hate it at the very same time. Misinformation running the nation. That's a movie. Can that be like a something off of like Idiocracy? That movie, like a spinoff of Idiocracy.
That part. And shout out to the brothers in the streets. All right. Shout out to all my Hebrew Israelites out here. They out in the streets.
Okay.
Your Constitution and the American Constitution was only for white Americans.
No, it says it starts we the people. It never said we the white people, we the black people, or whatever. It starts we the people. And the same thing, the Pledge of Allegiance ends with liberty and justice for all. For all.
So we the people, right? Liberty and justice for all.
Yes.
What year was that written?
Well, I mean, the Constitution started 1776.
There we go. That's perfect. That's when it was written. Yeah. Do you know where all people were in America in 1776? Where were white people in 1776? Huh? You don't know? I know because my forefathers were here in America in 1776. And when they wrote that Constitution, do you know what my forefathers were? Enslaved plantations. They went in cotton fields, picking cotton, sun up, sun down. That's what they were doing.
All right. Here we go. Shout out to the Hebrew Israelites. They be out on the streets doing the work, you know, arguing with people. I guess I don't know how much work is because a lot of these people, you arguing with some ignorant white folks for the most part. That's going to stop and try to challenge you. So
here we go. But he got his dates. I see when you got dates and, you know, and some facts that can be checked at least via Google University. Now we can have a conversation because what he about to say, right? Whenever they wrote the Constitution talking about we all equal, they weren't practicing what they was preaching. It was all hoopla. We acknowledge that.
1776, when we the people, all justice and liberty for all, well, we were not equal. We were not getting justice, but we were not getting liberty. We were picking cotton. We were picking oranges. You don't want to see? You don't want to acknowledge that part. You don't want to acknowledge that.
We are equal now.
Okay, now we're equal. Says who?
Me.
The same person that thinks the Constitution was written for everybody in 1776. Meanwhile, blacks and Hispanics were treated like animals. You weren't even allowed in businesses to eat. You weren't allowed to drink from water fountains. We weren't allowed to smile in 1776. We couldn't marry. We didn't have rights to vote. We were not fighting for equality. We were fighting to just be treated as humans.
We can make a difference now.
Okay. You want to know why? Because the Bible says, like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You don't realize that the powers that run this society are always going to be evil and wicked.
Two things is true. That can't leave us stagnant. Here's my issue. All right. Granted, we can have all this knowledge in the world. What we going to do? Remain stagnant or move forward? We can't, you know what I mean? Can't keep complaining and wearing this stuff on our sleeve. We cannot. That's where I just disagree.
That part there. This brother here says something very telling and damning. He damned himself. The white man who don't give a dang about our struggle, he said, I understand. I told y'all, stop trying to make them care. He said, yeah. But you can do something now. See, here we go. He completely nullified our struggle. Folks get triggered and stuck there. Can't hear nothing after that. I get it, but that's not okay. Then he says you could do something now. I believe that part. I believe we do have the God-given ability and power to do something now via our sacrifice, via our hard work. There is glory there. But this brother here, he said, no, we can't. The white man said you could do something now. The black man said, no, we can't. He said, we can't. Stagnant. No, we can't. Look what y'all done to us. We're done now. All we can do is sit up here and complain. Give us reparations or we going to keep yelling. Okay, if that's your fight, that's your fight. Good luck.
I'm making a difference right now. By calling the white man the devil. You are the deceiver that the Bible speaks of. It's telling me right now that the Constitution was written for everybody, but you yourself know blacks were in slavery in 1776. We stand here in the Alamo and they take the myths about Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone, which is all heroes, when that's a myth too. Because the real heroes of the Alamo were Native Indians, they were Mexican, they were African American. We fought your battles.
The thing is, we outnumbered people. Strength in numbers. We talked about this last week, you know, when we said if we had equal numbers or even half, if there was even half the amount that there is of white folks of anybody else, you couldn't compete. But as long as they got them overwhelming numbers, what they say, what happens in Rome, as they say, right? They got over 200 million of the 350 million. We, 200 somewhat, 220, 230. We at 40. We got 40 million versus 220.
We outvoted, right?
Out everything.
Huh. It is what it is. And there has been systematic hurdles put in place. This is me acknowledging this. Systematic hurdles put in place that stop us from being able to compete. Acknowledge. Huh? What does the Queen James Bible say? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. I don't know what chapter verse that is, but y'all like to say it a lot. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. That doesn't mean there won't be a weapon formed against you. It just won't prosper as long as you do what you were supposed to do. Weapons gonna form against you. Shout out to Kundra, but they shall not prosper.
We were the ones who were extending love and peace. You were extending hate and violence and crime. That's what you were doing. So that's why you're proving yourself to be the deceiver that the Bible speaks of.
Black man. Black man. That's right. 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 You see this word right here? That's right. That's right. That's right. You celebrate Christmas, don't you, brother? Yes, you do. And it's a white holiday. White holiday. Black power. Black is power. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Black is power. Black is power. Brother, can I speak to you, please? Lost another. Do you feel as if this is right? Boys, you need to come join us. Bro. That's right.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Shout out to Drewski. He ain't gonna never miss a moment. All right. He walked past. They said we lost another one.
Lost another one. That's right. Here we go, man. It's tough. Like shout out. They seem like they down for the cause. You know, I like it. Shout out to them. Shout out to the brother DJ Hemp. You know, yeah. You know, they out here fighting a good fight. It's a good fight, right? Yeah, it's a good fight.
That's right. That's right.
We are not equal.
That's right. Our ancestors did not live for this. That's right. Poison. 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 You will not stop our brothers and sisters from the Constitution. That's right. I'd rather be in the South than to be in hell. That's right. Free man. Free man. Free man. Free man. Free man. Free man. That's right. John in Leviticus chapter 16. That's right. And white man will beneath. Okay. Beneath. Emancipate the souls. That's right. That's right.
How can I help you, sir?
I do not need help. I will assist myself. What form of payment for this, please?
Easy for you.
Is it because my skin is black? We out here bringing our people back to the law.
Drewski out of pocket. He gonna get pushed back like everything. He did the skit a few months ago at the NASCAR. You know, he was dressed white. What he do? He gonna challenge the culture. All right.
I like this. I could dig it. Cause I believe we got to be able to poke fun at every corner of our society, especially when it's wonky. You know. Yeah, the wonky corners, man. And there's a wonk-tastic activity here. It is. You know, I think there's see, I want to get into this. I hate Drewski. But you know, a lot of folks say that men out here putting all their time out on the street, screaming and yelling at folks. You know, you could do that. Just be resourceful, right? Don't be out here dead broke out here. That's right. Black power. We are kings and queens. And going home and you got to shoo roaches off your counter and you know what I'm saying? And skim the cottage cheese off your spoiled milk so you can have some King's vitamins. Like that's what I'm saying.
We out here bringing our people back to the law, statutes, and commandments, man. We do not follow rules made by white men. We do not follow rules made by white men. You are not a sister, and you will not perceive to be a sister.
I'm sorry.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Who is your master? Who is your master? What y'all doing after that? Is that the point of something? What's your name?
Marley.
They wilding. So after all that, they done preaching. Now they go holler at the snow bunnies. They do say, you know what? Milk of Magnesia. What movie was that? So it's always been kind of a joke, you know, from the Hebrew Israelites. You know, I don't know how true, but
I don't know, man. That's right. That's right. Bow down. It seemed kind of hypocritical. I don't know. And here, again, this is chess. Life is chess, checkers. There you go. Don't be a menace in the hood while drinking your gin and juice, something like that. Like, this is why y'all have heard it. The Viking conqueror has said, or at least there's this thought that they say, we cannot allow y'all to have any position of power or equal authority because y'all will do to us what we did to y'all. That's a very real fear. And now you got folks like this out here, bow down. Who your master? They like, yeah, we knew it. We better not let y'all niggas get no headway. Y'all gonna do to us what we did to y'all. And he talking about I'd rather be in jail than be in hell. False. Use the devil's a lie. Shoot. No, I prefer neither, Alex. I don't know. No, I don't get down with that. I'd rather be in jail. Use a liar.
seriously.
Money, 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 money.
Shout out to Brother Tall with the 10 ball. He says, I used to give turtle doves to the priests. They told me to stop bringing them. Too many to care for. There were more doves sitting in the pew than the congregation. Now they watch me spill seeds. What? Okay. He come back. He says, I don't believe in making excuses. I believe in making plans.
Plans to spill seed.
And appreciate you, Tall, sponsor of the show. He says, King Vitamins now, that's a throwback.
Man, King Vitamin almost took me to the nether realm. I swear I almost perished in the King Vitamin. It got lodged in my throat. And I almost was out of here. And my sister was laughing the whole time.
Unfortunate, but you're still here, thankfully, or we wouldn't be up here right now. Y'all welcome.
There you go. Shout out to King Vitamins.
Oh, here we go. We got plenty more show. We're about to drop the link. Y'all know what time it is. So we're going to drop the link. You got to be cammed up. We also going to roll the timeouts out. Y'all know we can't drop the link in case things get too crazy. You got power in the chat. Y'all got more power than you think. You just got to use it.
There you go. Shout out to all the chat warriors. Y'all be tired of what Mr. Wilson, what, you know what I mean, what Beans, what Mr. Walker, what Gavin X up here saying? Go ahead. Time us out or shut up.
That part. So we going to keep it moving.
Don't you love when I come around?
I baptize you in the name of Jesus. Have your way, Lord. Have your way, Lord. Have your way, Lord.
So here we go. Back over here.
Get that. What law enforcement agency are you with? What law enforcement agency are you with?
You are required to tell me, where are you taking them? Where are you taking them? Where are you taking them?
Just ask you a question.
Where are you taking them?
Where are you taking
Where are you
them? Civilians
taking
with just
them? You have to tell us.
without identifying
You
yourself
have
as a
to
police
tell us.
officer.
You are kidnapping them. Tell us where you're taking them. Tell us where you're taking them. Tell us where you are taking them. You cannot do this. Tell us where.
They doing it. So it says mass Trump agents detain U.S. citizens, allegedly protesting ICE in Chicago. Well, listen, don't be out there protesting if you ain't about that life. I'll say that.
That part. There you go. Come on, you out there supposedly causing righteous trouble. You causing trouble for righteous cause, and you might be up in the Hooska a little bit. You see what they did to, who was it? No, I'm gonna say, was it Gandhi? They was just throwing everybody in the clink, man. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Yeah, you gonna go thrown in the clink. Rosa Parks. See, this is my thing. What makes us think we're exempt from, you know what I'm saying, getting thrown in the paddy wagon like our ancestors did that was marching for the same cause? Welcome in, Brother Jay Tillman and Tribe Life. How y'all guys doing?
Much love, brothers. Doing good, doing good.
Welcome in. What y'all think of this madness, huh? Misinformation running the nation.
That's what the country runs off of. They expect us to be misinformed so they can keep doing what they're doing. Trillions, billions of dollars missing annually, and nobody knows where it's going. They don't care. They throw stories out here. It's all under one. The left wing, right wing, one bird, same bird shit. That's what I say.
We seen that with the food stamps deal, right? What was it? Like $17 billion going to an unknown source or something. They just didn't even know where it was going. You're right. I thought America ran on Duncan, but I guess it runs on misinformation. Welcome in, brother TJ.
Hello, fellas. How y'all doing?
Can't hear your mic low. But what you got? Did you get in yet? 10? Get brother 10 in. But your mic low, TJ. We can't hear you.
I think that with the misinformation, I think the federal government is obligated, according to them, they're obligated to tell us whatever they want to tell us to keep us away from having uprisings and away from getting too far off their scheduled programming. So, I mean, they doing their jobs. I mean,
I'm sure that is protocol. Tell them what they need to hear until we get things back right for the meantime. I agree. Yeah, damage control, the Coliseum. Give them distractions. What's the latest distractions out there? Look at any wonky thing they start throwing in the news. The monkeys, the infected monkeys. Come on, anytime they throw something wild and Resident Evilish, out there, they like, hey, look over here, look at the monkeys. They sick, they gonna bite y'all. And then over here, they be doing wild, unholy stuff. What you got, TJ? Let's see your mic. See if it sounds better.
Can I see me?
Still pretty low.
Yeah, I got it turned all the way up, so I don't know.
Well, there you go. There you go. It's good now.
Yeah, I was just, coming up because the first clip y'all played was about when they was asking about Juneteenth.
Yes, sir.
Like growing up, I've known about Juneteenth since I was a little boy. I grew up in a small little town in Racine, Wisconsin. You would never associate Wisconsin with Black or Juneteenth. It's been around over 50 years of the celebration in our town, and not one time do I think any Black person in that town gave a damn if the white folk knew about Juneteenth or not. We had parades. We had 3 Black community centers in that town. The same community center held that celebration that weekend. All 15 Black churches shut down. Mass services were held at the Juneteenth celebration. We had a Miss Juneteenth pageant over that weekend. We had fundraiser. It was everything, and they still doing it to this day. I don't give a damn if the white folk know about Juneteenth or not. They don't care. The only reason why this became a hot button issue is because they decided to after the George Floyd killing, they decided to make it a national holiday. That's when white folks lost their damn mind. Other than that, they didn't give a damn about Juneteenth, and neither did Black folk about other folk knowing about it. It was kind of like our little secret kind of a deal.
I feel as if that's what it should have always been. I'll be honest. And I don't blame myself, but I didn't know what Juneteenth was until years ago.
Really?
I blame my parents. They never told me what it was. I didn't know. Nobody taught me. I had no idea. I thought it was. I ain't gonna say I thought it was, but yeah, I didn't know that it was to celebrate our freedom. I thought ninjas was just like a little freaknik, like just partying.
Yeah. And the second thing I want to, the guy mentioned about, one of you guys mentioned about reparations, that we're still begging about reparations. And one of the biggest arguments that white folk make about not giving out reparation is the fact that there are no longer slaves around. And so, but here's the problem with that. You don't say that to the record company that still owe Elvis Presley money. His estate still gets the money. Every time that they go out there and try to license the deal, they got to give the money to Elvis Presley estate. Elvis Presley's been dead since 76 or 74 or something like that. The man been dead over 40-something years, but we still paying out his royalties.
I can guarantee you they will never, ever, ever give us reparations. And do you not remember whenever Gaddafi was going to send Farrakhan millions and millions of dollars supposedly for some type of reparations, and the United States government halted. They said no. They said no, the heck you will not get all this money into American black hands. And Gaddafi was just like, here it is, and they said no. So it ain't about it being in the budget. They just like, we can't do that. Y'all niggas can't have reparations. It don't work.
Here's the other part of it. Every ethnic group in this country that's been that has been attempted to be exterminated by the white federal government has been given reparations. Even if they were inclined to do that, here's the problem. If you go back and look at when they originally promised reparations, they didn't promise it to the individual. They promised it to the family. And what have black folks done since 1960 to the goddamn family?
Dissolve the family. They
dissolved the damn family. When you got a woman who got 4 kids by 3 different dudes, that's 3 or 4 different families within one household. How do you partial out this money when there's no more intact families? And just because there's 30-something% of us married, that we are virtually a culture with no intact families. That's insignificant to the whole population. So even if we were able to convince the federal government to pay their longest outstanding debt, who in the hell are they going to pay it to?
Ooh. Welcome in, Sister Ebony Dean.
Hi. Hey, guys. I am so passionate about this subject, and we're talking about reparations and everything. And just going off of what Through the Fire said about, just paying back reparations and everything. We're asking for, I think the number is like $20 trillion, and it ends up being like 100 or a couple 100,000 per foundational Black American who has the lineage. And so it's not based on, like family dynamics or whatever. That doesn't have anything to do with it. It has to do with paying a debt from what happened with slavery, because that debt needs to be paid. This country will never be great until they pay for the sins of what happened in the past. They paid it to the Jews. They continue to pay it to the red Native Americans, and they've been doing it for years, and they're going to continue doing it for years. It's not about them not having the money to do it. This is something that needs to be paid. We were in slavery for hundreds and hundreds of years, and we're still paying for the sins of slavery even till this day. We're still discriminated against. We still are denied certain things. And so unless this gets rectified, this country is never going to be great again. So I think it's based on lineage, and we could figure out the family dynamics or whatever, but it needs to be paid for every single person who are direct descendants of slaves in this country.
But the problem is, and I agree with you, but the problem is, and I'm looking at it right now, it says each family shall have a plot. No more. That's each individual family. So we have created an environment where even if we could push them to that, Ebony, that the logistics of it, they won't do it. They'll back off because of the logistics of it would be insurmountable to untangle. And it's not like the government didn't help us get to this point, but we're ultimately responsible for the decisions that we made. People tend to forget, like the entitlement programs. Let's talk about EBT, simply because that's the hot button topic right now. People don't remember that when they rolled out, especially the food stamp program, they actually told the white farmers the same thing, that your husbands can't be in the house and all this other stuff. And they basically said, the women said, we're not throwing out our husbands. If you come to us like that again, we'll just vote you out and get somebody in there that can get us that. And so what they ended up doing, they actually ended up making out they carved out a special exception for farmers. Now, fast forward to today, the largest farmers in the world, in the United States, they're companies. They're not even, so that's a whole nother ball of wax. But I just thought I would point that out as well.
Well, that there was originally not supposed to be a man in the house because that man had died in war.
Yes.
So that's where the money was supposed to go, to those widowed wives.
Those widowed wives.
Eventually it just mutated into what it is now. Like now you just can't have a man in the house. No, you didn't have a man in the house.
Oh, okay. I have a question based on the plot thing that you were talking about. Are you talking about a plot of land, what they were originally trying to give us, or what plot?
They were trying to give us. They have promised us a plot of no more than 40 acres, and one mule. So it's not even 40 acres. It's no more than 40 acres. So those plots could have been small. Could have been even smaller than that. It's no more. It was maxed out at 40.
Okay. Well. Fast forward. Okay, that was what they said they were going to give us and didn't do it anyway. So that's all been debunked. They're not even doing that in the first place. Fast forward to 2025. I don't want you to give me land. You give me my money, I'll go buy my own land. I don't want you building schools for me. We can build our own schools, our own hospitals, all that. Give us our money, cut the check. And any foundational Black American that does not want the check or whatever, call Gavin X and Mr. Walker and get my contact information. You can make the check payable to Ebony Dean. Anybody who doesn't want it, because our ancestors fought and died for this country, and we are still feeling the ramifications of that today. Our ancestors want us to get our money. Yes, we're all successful in our own industries, and we've all created beautiful families, and we're all successful. But that debt still needs to be paid. Even if I'm a millionaire or a billionaire, I still want my money for what my great grandmother and grandfather went through. We were R-worded. We were torn away from our families. Men were R-worded. There were so many things that happened and so many atrocities. We patented so many different inventions and everything and didn't get the money for it. This country was built on the backs of our inventions and our work. And all these companies and institutions were built off of our labor, and they're still making money to this day. So they need to cut the check and run us our money, because we deserve it. We are owed it, because our ancestors fought and died for that. Regardless of what we have today, we can all be balling out of control. That money still needs to be paid.
Yeah,
I agree, sister. Daggone right.
You know what? They actually set aside a portion of land. That land ran from Charleston, South Carolina, all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida. Just imagine what the country would look like if they actually went through with that. So basically, the East Coast was slated for us.
What do y'all think about up until that point? They cut that check, like tax exemptions and free schooling and stuff of that nature.
I want my money.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, my theory, brother Jay Tillman, was that they were gonna say that every melanated folks that engaged in the PPP scam counted as reparations. I believe that's the only way. That's what they were, something insidious. But they not about to give you resources in hand, so all y'all could start buying up a couple livestock and starting y'all family compound and progressing. Heck, no, without stimulating the U.S. economy of pharmaceuticals and junk food, no, they won't do it.
Go ahead,
Jay, but Jay, what would be the trade-off for that though? The free schooling and those benefits. What would be the trade-off for that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know where to tackle this problem from, man. I mean, I've thought about it. I'm like Mr. Walker said, I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I would like to see it happen. And like TJ said, like, what's the logistics behind that? What defines a family?
But here's the thing, and I'm not trying to complain, but here's the thing. Set aside the reparations. It's not like we don't have a history in this country of setting shop in developing our own communities. What do this country do when it starts thriving to us?
Come and tear it apart.
They come tear it. Everybody knows about Rosewood. Everybody knows about Black Wall Street and Tulsa. I'm not originally from St. Louis, but I live here now. But there's this community here that was called Kinloch. That's where my father's family came from. Kinloch was a small community within the side of St. Louis County. And St. Louis County is broken up into multiple, like 72 municipalities. It's a nightmare. But the municipality that we're specifically talking about was Kinloch, and it was unincorporated. They had their own school, police department, fire department, grocery stores, everything. It was black. And it wasn't rich folk, black folk. These were people who did farming, who were machinists. They just had their own community. Well, the taxes from that community wasn't going into the county because it was unincorporated. So the county came to try to politically pressure Kinloch to incorporate into St. Louis County. And the black folks said, why would we give you our money? We doing just fine. So the county conspired with the city because the city owns the airport. And the airport, it was just adjacent to Kinloch. Everybody knows where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided, the county and the city decided to annex Kinloch into the city. And what they did, they used eminent domain, took over this entire city with over 20,000 black families. And so when they instituted when they utilized eminent domain, they forced them all out because they were going to, quote unquote, expand the St. Louis Regional Airport. Once they got all of the black families out of there, guess what the hell they did to Kinloch? They effing bulldozed it. And then built the damn airport in the other direction.
And here's what I'll say. I think we need to hold the most influential people accountable. All right. We can sit up here on these podcasts and regular folks that don't move the needle. We need to hold the Oprah Winfrey's and the Tyler Perry's, the billionaires. They need to always be talking about this stuff, or don't support them. Don't watch their movies. Don't buy their products. But here we are.
Or we can make it based on our vote. When it's time to vote, and if the representative isn't doing anything for your lineage, and if we're talking about, they always talk about the black vote and how important it is for us to vote and everything. Well, why should we continue voting and voting for people who don't have our interests at heart? Like, yes, we all are American and stuff like that, but we always get pushed back to the forefront when it comes to us getting things that we need. So,
well, the problem with that, I think we are the minority. So the problem with that is, if it's a white person getting in office, more than likely they don't have our interests, like you think they do. And so that we will have to get a black person elected. How are we going to do that when we are the smallest percentage? How are we going to everybody get behind him? He still may not win. So especially if he talking some blackity black. So it's just, we got to hold the Oprahs and them accountable. They got to speak for us. They got the power, much more power than us.
I agree with that. If there is a such thing as a black boule, it will be the multi-millionaires and billionaires of our culture. They have the influence. They can definitely help. But shout out to the sister Raquel Rose. Like, what do we do? What steps do we take to get, like, I'm all for the conversation. Is there some paperwork we could file? Is there a courtroom we go to? Like, what's the steps? Do anybody got this information? Do you start
stop working, stop entertaining?
Well, you can start with in your own states and see, because like California, they have a reparation conversation and they do have the task force and different things going on. I know they've had like a couple hearings and stuff about it. I think New York is doing it. Some of the bigger states are already having the conversation. And we all know, like, I know with Washington State and everything, whatever California does, we kind of follow suit and everything. So check with your local states and see what they're talking about. And it goes from there. But the conversations are being talked about already. So who knows if it's going to happen in our lifetime or the next. What I do with my son is I talk about things in the past. So if mom is gone and I'm passionate about this, I'm putting the bug in his ear, because if it comes up later, my mom used to always talk about this. Let me try to get involved, because that's how I learned about it, is through oral traditions from my ancestors who have all passed away. So, the topic is already being discussed.
Where are we in the conversation?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Like, I know,
I was going to say, I want to get Baba T in, since he's the elder. First of all, Baba T, you got to shut down any device you got on, because when you first came in, I heard it. So shut down YouTube if it's on a computer or your phone. Shut it down. All
It's
right, all
all
right.
shut down.
Welcome in,
Good
OG.
evening, you beautiful melanated people. How are we this evening? Huh? We're standing upright and tight. It's very
sir.
nice to see you all. Okay. Wow, man. You know, Gavin Newsom shut down reparations in California. Okay. They had a reparations here in Evanston, Illinois. They shut that down. They were giving people $25,000 a piece up in Evanston, and they shut that down. You know, you all keep forgetting one thing, that in order for us to get reparations, we have to all be on the same page. You got a lot of melanated people, man, professors and this and that, that's not flowing with it. It's a whole bunch, you know, because it's a political game, and they're not flowing with it. You know, I mean, hey, did our so-called civil rights start with big people? No, it started with the people. Okay, so that's how it's gonna get done with the people. You know, we have, I keep telling you, we have a $1.5 trillion disposable income. I guarantee you, if you stop that money, you'll see what's happening. If you stop flowing them dollars into the economy, you'll see what happens. That's what gets their attention. Money, man. Money. And you know, I'm hearing so much. You all do know our people were in the north, right? We were in the west, right? You all do know that, right? California state flag was a melanated indigenous woman with long hair. You know, so we were in there. Bass Reeves, he's the sheriff in the west. So don't you think it was other melanated people in the west? Because you know if it was only him, they're gonna kill him. So hey, you have to, you know, open that thing up. You know, and it's kind of like the patents that were taken away. So one brother family, Jim Beam, okay,
Yep.
they took his recipe, see, and they sued Jim Beam to get them dollars. So that's the way we have to look at it, man. It deals with economics, not talking about up higher people and all this. It deals with the people. If the people ain't on board, plus, man, I wouldn't give Minister Farrakhan $10. Okay, that's a show, man. You don't see him out in the streets. Malcolm was in the streets, baby. I can tell you, don't put these cats on no up here when they ain't out in the street doing the work. Malcolm was in the street. You have never seen Farrakhan in no street other than giving lectures or some crap. Okay, I mean, I know about these people. All right, I know their history. I would never give Farrakhan. I wouldn't give Farrakhan $1. I might give $2 for the newspaper. Okay, just to read. I'm always in the other sports stuff. What's happening? You know, it's kind of like this thing with these. Man, what kind of fools are gonna um, 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 protect illegal immigrants? What kind of Obama didn't have that problem, did he? You know, if you hear some of his speeches on immigration, he said, "Hey, I'm getting rid of all of them." He was the deportation king. So I mean, you know, like I tell you, it's big money behind this stuff. I mean, these people don't have jobs. Every time when I'm looking at, because I don't watch mainstream news. All right, I get on YouTube, like I tell you, I watch stuff from Africa, all over the world where our people are, because we got the same history, we got the same stuff that's happening. We're on the bottom tier of society in every country because every country we are there. So I watch all that. And if you watch mainstream news, you'll get the idea that these protesters are right. Remember, Malcolm said the media will have you thinking the innocent is bad and the bad is the innocent. You understand me? You see how the media portraying this stuff. But if you get on YouTube and start seeing this stuff, man, these protesters are crazy as hell, man. They going up on federal. What happens if you go up on a police department? An officer, right? And you're not acting like you got some sense. It's the same theory, man. This stuff is crazy. They can't do their job because you got people here in Chicago blowing whistles, following their cars, stopping traffic. You are impeding federal agents. You know, a lot of these people are actually creating sedation, trying to overthrow the government. Okay? And that's what this thing is. They can lock them all up, man. It's under sedation. So I'll tell you, reparations. Hey, listen. Number one problem we have is number one being unified, and number two being honest.
You are a false prophet, and security, take him out of here.
Oh man, I had a question for Baba T, man. I had a question for
He'll be back. So we got some super chats, Mr. Walker.
Shout out to brother TJ coming through with the first skip. So it's time my Baba T. I need a break.
Baba T, you got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes in the gulag, brother.
Damn.
Who's tired of you? Thank you.
Appreciate you, Rachel. Rachel says, I want my money. I concur, sister.
Yeah, get that money, money. Gotta get that money, money. And I'm going to get it. And it won't stop, and it don't stop, and it won't stop. You know what I'm talking about?
I read this. Appreciate you, Rachel. I have took in this information as of lately. Reparations were paid already. The District of Columbia Compensated Emancipation Act of 1862 gave the slave owners in Washington, D.C. $300 per person for freeing their slaves.
Man.
What does that have to do with us?
Nothing. It's nothing. It doesn't. I believe I saw this, and I think this information is saying, it was another saying it was a trick. Hey, Baba T bought himself back.
And
you muted mistakes. You muted mistakes.
That $300.
He dropped 15 in the cash app. He says, "Bring him back, please."
Okay. But yeah, I think that's what this is about. I think they were trying to say that it was a trick. We paid reparations, Sister Ebony Dean, just not to y'all. Yeah,
They didn't pay no reparations. That's about $6,000 in today's money, and it was per slave, and it was to reimburse to offset their labor costs.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know.
$6,000. That's what you worth up here. $6,000.
And then some of the slaves didn't even leave; they still stayed. Just
Most
as
of them
freedmen.
stayed to be
So
sharecroppers.
they got paid and they got the labor back.
Wicked,
it's horrible, man.
So
I don't
are
think-
they
y'all think-
saying that- was this the form of reparations, or are they saying it was paid already?
That's my take from that.
You're not even entertaining that mess. That wasn't no damn reparation.
Yeah. And you know what? They can say all they want to. They also said that we were supposed to stay in segregation and they didn't want to give us our civil rights, and we fought and we got our civil rights. They didn't even want to give us that. So they could say whatever they want to say. We got our civil rights and all that. And you know what? We're going to continue moving forward, and we are going to get our reparations. It may not be this lifetime. Maybe it is, maybe it won't be, but it will get paid, because this country is never going to be great until they pay for those atrocities that happened to our people.
I like that, Mrs. Ebony. Miss Ebony. I think that's what one thing we need to grasp. Here's my thing. As long as there's a fight to fight, long as we do have a course of action, let's do that. However, we may not see the end result. We got to be able to accept that. Our kids or grandkids may, but we may not. Are we still willing to put in this fight with our microwave society?
Yeah, because our ancestors did. They fought. They didn't know if they were going to get it. And, because they knew that they were going to have generations coming after that. So it doesn't stop with us. We have to continue the fight until it gets paid or whatever. So our ancestors put the batteries in our backs because they fought for us. So we can't give up on them and all that they suffered. We're owed this.
They're treating reparations like we treat student loan debt. They'll get it from us when we did.
But is it not a political ploy, just like they did Juneteenth? Because like when slavery was abolished at the time it was, and then Biden decided to make Juneteenth a holiday, like 5-6 years ago, something like that, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't it, like, to a majority degree, a political ploy?
It's a little something to pacify us. Yeah, we're going to give you this holiday, and then what? 2 years later, they LGBT'd it up, and everything is rainbow flag, and you know the immigrants kind of took over a lot of the Juneteenth celebrations. I think the Miss Juneteenth, she was like from Africa or something. So it got it got taken over very quickly. We didn't even get a chance to really embrace it or celebrate it. You know.
Always get Jack.
And also, shout out to Baba T. I will get you back in here. He says, back in the Cash App, he says, remember, civil rights is not a human right. What you got, Baba T?
Yeah, I keep hearing people say civil rights. Do you know what civil rights is? When do you all know what that is? That's somebody being civil. What is civil? Being nice to you. Come on in my store. You can spend your money up in here. Sure, have dinner. Sit at the counter. No problem. That's civil rights. When you're fighting for your human rights, that means you can take your case to the international courts. Okay? And that would demand reparations. See, this is these people, man, these people that we have above us, and they keep talking about civil rights. Man, I've been around a long time. Okay? I grew up listening to Sonny Carson, Malcolm, under the Panthers, man, and everything. And why you think those things were happening? Because we wanted our human rights. We didn't want no civil rights. We want to be treated as a human. Kind of like that sign in 1964 that I have on the back of my window. I am a man. You understand me? That's that sign. That's human rights. So we can go on and on about civil rights. It doesn't mean a thing. Because unless you can come together and say, you have managed to destroy our human rights as a people, then you can take your stuff to the international courts. See, it's these all civil rights legends and all them, they know it. They're just keeping us pacified. And I keep saying again, nobody stops us but us.
So you saying we filing our paperwork wrong, Baba T? Instead we keep them on civil rights, we need to be worried about human rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you see going to the international court for? Every country you see, if there's a human rights violation, they're taking it to the international courts. What do you think they taking that so-called that Zionist president? They have him in the international courts. They want to try him for genocide. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, man, like you said, misinformation. Okay.
Baba T, question, Baba T. Hey, what you think about your governor Brandon T. Jackson signing off that deal for those immigrants the other year?
You mean the mayor?
Yeah, the mayor. Yeah. So like, didn't he? So you in Chicago? So didn't he sign off like $100 million deal or $150 million deal? Like when they were sending those immigrations, dropping them off in Chicago and all those major cities and all the sanctuary cities, like they said.
Oh man, no. Brandon Johnson, and remember the city council. They have to okay this stuff. You can't just say the mayor, the council. This cat to spend over $600 million on immigrants. Dang. That's why Chicago is almost $2 billion in the red. And he also earmarked another $500 that they voted on in the 2026 budget. I said, look at these people. And now check this out. They got these sisters called Chicago Flip Red, right? And they all up here in DC, and no offense, Sister Ebony Dane, but I don't allow no sister, no woman in front of me. Okay, you can't leave me nowhere. Okay, because number one, they running on emotions and not logic. Where are the receipts that you can hold these people accountable for? I told them, I said, listen here, I can hook up with y'all, but we're going to be investigating all these little dollars that went to like hundreds and hundreds of vendors from A to Z. You was hearing stuff like ABC Supply, generic. So, yeah, man. Everybody getting their hands dirty with their money here in Chicago. Okay? So.
Talking about Lightfoot? You talking about, who's that, Lightfoot or somebody?
No, Lightfoot is gone.
Yeah,
Johnson,
her and
Larry
her chopper
Johnson.
suit is gone.
He's the one talking about the sanctuaries. They just like the slaves, the immigrants, and this dude is off the chain, man. He printing up signs talking about no ICE zone. What's wrong with this? The federal government? Are you crazy? So they are creating havoc toward ICE, but they got y'all thinking it's ICE toward them. Yeah, see, like that little boy that they showed you, they arrested the little boy. That was an officer playing cops and robber with his son. Okay? So be leery of what you see. Always investigate it. Don't go on the show. What I tell you about that? Mr. Walker, don't do the shallow. Because when I told you Trump gave 3 billion to the HBCUs, if you would have scrolled up, you would have seen the different programs, and one was for 1.3 billion.
There you go.
So don't do the shadow. Investigate everything.
Yeah, I got you. Appreciate you. Let me read this here. Appreciate you, Rachel. Rachel says slave owners took out mortgages on the slaves. That's why they wanted the runaway slaves back. They were valuable. Slaves were mortgage-backed securities. They're not showing this in movies. I can send you the article. Yeah, please drop it in the Patreon, sister. Definitely intrigued. Like, I just want to know what we up against. That's what I think is the importance of all of this information. Whatever tricks they trying to play. You know, I've heard we can't get reparations because we say we're black and that's not a race. I've heard so many things. And I believe it is like some type of we're filing our paperwork wrong, and they just like, nope, try again. Nope, try again.
Yeah, okay. and to what Baba T said about filing with the international courts. Well, we have a direct grievance to the United States government, which is still in place, which was in place during slavery. So we need to direct our attention to the United States government. They were the ones who oppressed us. They were the ones who put us in slavery. They are still here today. We can go back and say, oh, some countries in Africa, sold some of us. Those countries aren't even around anymore. The United States government is, and we have a direct grievance with them. That's who we need to appoint our grievances to.
Amen. Okay, there we go.
Well, what Baba T was saying is that, like, back in the day, Malcolm X, they was fighting to take the case to the international court because the international court, the United Nations, has more power than America. America's not going to punish itself. International court, if it's a human rights violation, the international courts will force America to give us reparations, as opposed to us asking America to punish itself.
And then guess what the United States is going to do? They're going to pull out of the United Nations and kick everybody out of their offices in New York.
No, they can never pull out of the United Nations. That's not possible.
You want to bet, and then almost
United States of America can never pull out of the United Nations. They're too invested.
Especially when we fund about 60% of the United Nations. You think the United States won't do that? Man, you got to keep me if you don't.
They scratch our backs too.
If they won't do gangster stuff, they kill.
It's not a one
for no reason.
It's not a one-sided deal
for no reason.
America would never back out of the United Nations.
Okay,
they're too invested with each other.
Let the international court try to force the United States to pay some kind of reparations. You'll see how you'll see how they've threatened it multiple times. They threatened it under Trump. Let this happen under President J.D. Vance. And see if they won't pull out of the United Nations.
America could never pull out of the United Nations.
Don't say what America can never do when America always do what they say we never gonna do. We invented fuck around and find out. The country did, United States.
America's power is in their alliances with other countries to be able to have military bases. We have military contracts where we fund the money that we give other countries, we get that money back. America doesn't give countries money. Those are bonds that they're buying into that country, where that country owes America in the future. They're too invested into the United Nations to ever back out. We will always be under some world governing system.
Well, Tribe, to what you just said, I mean, if you look at that guy from Ukraine, Zelensky, when he came into the White House, bombarding Trump and Vance with all his demands and saying, "What you gonna feel? What?" And then Trump was like, "Oh no, you ain't gonna tell us how to feel. Maybe we'll get a deal done and help you." Like there's always a major trade-off, to what you just said. So like, I mean, can they back out? Trump and this administration very well can, but like, I don't know, depending on, how great and the significance of the trade-offs that they may be losing.
So
Who
so
knows?
here's the thing. So right now we are saying that we need to take this to what courts? To the international courts. We can't take it to the United States courts because they're not going to punish themselves. So there we go. So who do like it? Whoever these celebrities, these freedom riders, they haven't taken these cases to the proper courts yet. Will we be the first ninjas to do it? What's going on? Have it already been done?
Oh,
Martin Luther King, before he was assassinated, he was already taking it to the Supreme Court. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but he was already taking the steps into getting us the reparations. And some believe that's why he was assassinated. But he was already going to the Supreme Court for that, and that was in the 60s. And I don't think anybody, huh?
No, he wasn't going to the Supreme Court for that. He said he was going. Remember, the first march. If anybody know the most honorable Dr. Martin Luther King. If anybody, just research it. His first march was called the Freedmen's March. He had 2 checks. I told you all this before. He had 2 checks, one in each hand, and he said, "I'm going to Washington to get these checks filled out." Okay. Now the reason they killed Martin Luther King had nothing to do with reparations. The most honorable Martin Luther King was becoming more militant. Okay, he started saying, "Hey, you black man, don't go to Vietnam and fight. We need you back here in the city, in your
What happened with the checks, Baba
fight."
T? What happened with the checks? What happened with the checks?
Well, no, that's when they started the Civil Rights March. I told you the big 6 that's around it. These the civil rights leaders that they own museum. They've been around for history since then. They ain't done nothing. There's people just voting for them because that's who they are.
So where the checks? I'm trying to follow the trail. So MLK was going.
The check stopped because they had influenced him to have this 63 March on Washington. They said they're going to include all the white folks and the Zionist community and everything. They tried to get my boy James Baldwin, the famous author, to speak, and James Baldwin said, "I don't have nothing to do with it." Malcolm X talked about him so bad that they took a bribe from the United States government to start their march, and that's in history. So, I mean, hey, man.
So what? We got bribed out of reparations?
No.
I'm trying to follow.
The Big 6 took a bribe to start the March on Washington in 1963. Okay, that was the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King. His cronies. Okay, they conned him to doing this march. If you all remember, what did I tell you? Martin died in 68. The march was in 63. Why do they keep showing you the march on TV? I keep telling y'all this stuff is all about what?
I feel like we talking in circles, OG.
Yeah.
Where we back? How do we
MK
move forward?
Ultra, my brother. MK Ultra. How do we move forward? Oh man, we can't move forward. We don't have no integrity to move forward. We don't have no honesty to move forward as a group.
Every time we're out here,
we can't move forward anymore.
Every time we're out here singing "We Shall Overcome," "Kumbaya," let us march as one. They ain't got no problem. The moment we turn our attention to economic self-sufficiency, people start dying of color. Martin Luther King, about a year before, was said, and there's actually I forgot who it is, but it's actually inside of the Lorraine Motel. You can read. I forgot who the diary was, but it was a private conversation that Malcolm was having with a group of his closest advisors, and he talked about that. He was talking about the civil rights movement and stuff like that, and he made the statement that he allegedly made the statement that he led his people into a burning building, and then what he started doing at that point which is what led him to Memphis. He started turning his attention to economic issues for Black families. He understood that there were more value in our development and freedom in economic self-sufficiency. And then when he started turning his attention to the economics, they killed him. He was killed. Every major so-called Black leader in this country, the moment they stepped on the third rail guard of economic self-sufficiency, that has to be destroyed. Tulsa's one of them. Rosewood's one of them. I mean, it's theory, because it's, a little conspiracy theory, but look at it. Look what follows these assassinations. It's usually somewhere around the messaging of economic self-sufficiency. Malcolm Martin, those guys, they were too powerful. Look at what they did. Look at how they infiltrated and dismantled the Black Panther Party. What were they about? Economic self-sufficiency.
So we can't stop. See, this is what I'm taking from this is, we have tried in the past and we were deleted and our communities were burned to the ground every time we were making leeway. That is tough. Understood. Glory to the ancestors. But here we are. We got to keep going. We got to keep trying. Here's my take on all of this. We cannot afford to say we're stuck. We can't move forward. We can't afford to say we're done. What's the steps forward? First, it starts at home. It starts at home. So creating a nuclear family, creating these powerful pockets of resistance via the nuclear family, and then moving forward, getting resources together and doing it again. Just like the daggone ants whose home get washed away in the storm. It sucks. Many casualties. It's unfair, but you still got to keep trying.
We're going to have a lot of casualties. The reason why we can't keep trying, the reason why, we'll say from like 1945 through about 1980, the reason why you kept having pockets of mainly Black men or Black culture rising up to push us is because we had one thing that they couldn't break at that point: family. So we don't have that now. Although I'm interested in, what can we do next? How effective can we be when we're just a bunch of individuals? We're just a bunch of individuals. We got our women who are unruly, who don't want to listen. They think they're better than us. Look, you know this, Mr. Walker. You have plenty of videos. Our women jump up in our face like they can whoop our ass.
I would like to say, Brother TJ, like, we are a bunch of individuals, but we don't gotta like each other. As long as we agree, Mr. Walker, you a sports guy. You played on a team. We don't gotta agree with each other. We don't gotta like each other for the most part. But as long as we have the same common goal, even enemies of each other will be friends for a joint venture to take down a mutual enemy. So men and women, we're always gonna have our disagreements. Old and young, we're always gonna have disagreements. But as long as we establish a common goal and then everybody works towards it, we'll be good.
I've been saying that's my message. We need to support each other with a bias. Brother TJ, he makes pizza. I be seeing these videos. I can't stand TJ. He lived next to me. His grass ain't cut the way I like. He like a sports team I don't like. But because I'm on code, I ain't going to know the freaking pizza shop but him. Yeah, I go in there, I give him the middle finger. Let me get 2 of them pieces, man. Here's your money. F you. See you later. Yes. Like, that's like, I get it when Kanye said he was jealous of the small hats. This is what he meant, because that's how they support one another. They will curse each other to the moon. They near wish deletion on one another, but they be danged if they take their money outside of their community.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Walker, that you mentioned this morning. I got off work this morning and I had to confront one of the Black girls in my department. I caught her in the damn parking lot because she snitched on me about something, to the manager. And when I say snitch, it was kind of like, not that I do anything wrong. She didn't like how I did something, you know what I mean? So she ran off to the whatever. And I told her, I said, let me tell you something. This is a Black woman. And I told her, I said, let me tell your funky ass something. I said, Do you know how many times I've taken over your workload and I said, and clinically, you have jeopardized patient after patient after patient after patient. I said, I don't go run to them white bosses on you. I come talk to you about your clinical aptitude. And I say, because I refuse to serve you up to them. I said, you got 3 kids, you going through a divorce, and I said, and I can't stand you, but I'm not gonna serve a woman who looked like me up to them. I said, the next time you run your mouth about some ticky-tack thing that you don't like that I do, I said, you're gonna find out why the management don't really mess with me too much in this department. And it's sad that you got to do. And here's the thing: this girl might run back today or tomorrow and tell them that I accosted her in the parking lot. I have no idea. But I had to remind her of certain things that she did excruciatingly wrong that could have cost people their lives, that could have got her up out of her job. You know, that's the thing about a lot of us. We're so hateful towards one another that I don't think we can not be so selfish as to set aside, our personal vendetta for the greater good. I think there's a populace of us that could, but good man, getting all those people together from all over the country in under one cause or sifting them out. I think this is going to get a whole lot worse before it gets a whole lot better. That's why I'm not even so opposed to what Trump is doing. I know what I see the play. I see the play.
Same.
They're forcing us. They're going to force us together. They're going to make it so economically disadvantageous for all of us. I make very good money, and by myself, it is difficult by myself. And I make very good money, and I'm very frugal. So just imagine the average sister out here while they're lying about that they all making 6 figures. They make in their deluded imagination, they're making 6 figures.
That's true.
Appreciate you, Manuel Presley. Says this is a legal matter. Our ancestors did a job, weren't paid, and now we are here to collect with interest. And that's not just America. We are Europe and Africa. We are Europe and Africa. Got to pay too. Okay.
Yeah. I think we ain't gonna get a dime without any bloodshed. That's just my opinion and my theory. Why would anybody have interest on forking over money without bloodshed? That kind of money. So we're gonna have to boot up if we want some results.
Or like I said, or heavily keeping our money to ourselves, not stimulating the economy. This is the time. There are things we can do immediately to start getting folks' attention. Stop spending y'all money on Black Fridays. Stop indulging in these holidays. It's my understanding this last part of this year, this is when the vast majority of companies make their yearly quota. And it's off of us because folks about to go shop till they drop with money they ain't got. Start now. It's never too late. Start now. Stop spending y'all money.
That part. Go ahead, Evan.
Yeah, and Mr. Walker, as far as like the economy and stuff is concerned, when we do get our reparations, we are going to stimulate the economy, and we're going to put our money. We're not sending it overseas like the immigrants do when they make their money. What do? They send it back to their country. They build for their country. So they're coming here to make money and then taking it back to their countries. This is our country. We built this country. We're not going anywhere. So it's going to stimulate the economy. And as far as, us working together as a group, as long as everybody's on code, and I know we have a lot of work to do in regards to our relationships, but if we're talking about getting reparations and being on code with one another, yes, women, we have to be up under some instruction. That just is what it is. We need to do that in all areas of our life. So it doesn't stop with this. But as long as we can work together, we can get this done. Because you know what? We did it in the 60s. We got our freedom and all that when we worked together, when we were a family. I think it can be done. When we're talking about reparations and getting hundreds of thousands of dollars for our families, I think all that stuff is going to be put aside with the 6 figures and all that, because we're going to have the money. A lot of our issues is because of lack of resources. Once we have our resources, a lot of the problems that we have amongst one another and everything, I think will get cleared up. So that's just my opinion on it.
Question: do y'all think the battle for reparations has any weight to it without the black nuclear family?
Yes. Yeah.
No, without
Yeah.
without the black nuclear family being, well, let me rephrase that question. Do you think it has weight into being active without the black nuclear family being fortified, being built back up? Strong
Yeah.
black
What the
being built back
what
up.
the black what does the black family have to do with that person who had to sit there and get those lashes on his back? They gave him his lashes one at a time. It was one person. His
But
wife probably was in the outhouse.
But I'm saying strong black families, a mother, father, black wives, black husbands, that working in a collective unison and going like you said before the powers that be, city council, before the mayors and whatnot. That would get more done, would it not?
Yes, yeah, for sure. I agree. Just the optics. You got for one, you got men. There you go. You got all these men, these nuclear families up there. Yes, folks are more inclined to listen because these nuclear families can shift the whole community. Heck yeah, big time.
I'll say this. Let me finish getting these super chats here.
We appreciate you, Mr. Incredible. Says, what up, you Jive Ninjas? Panel and Truth Over Lies chat, just showing some love. I'll catch the replay. Good night. Replay gang strong.
Appreciate you, brother.
Shout out to Nais. Says, guess Baba T didn't attend the Million Man March. Appreciate you, Richard Media. Says Baba T is old school, Chi-Town. The panel's behind with the news and activities of Chicago. We need to be on code. Appreciate you, Rachel. Says, yes, they are trying to say they already pay reparations. Yes, they are trying to say they already pay reparations. I agree. That's what I took from it. I don't agree with it. I ain't saying it's okay, but how do we address this? They saying they paid us.
And even like I said, at the same time, you're talking about the international courts, even if they rule in our favor, somebody still has to cut the check. So you would literally have to force them to cut the check. You know what I mean? After the whole bloodshed gonna come in. They can say you owe them this. It's just like civil court. You owe somebody something and never pay them.
Yeah.
My thing about that is, I definitely agree with you, brother Gavin. But my thing about that is, I don't see why they would have a problem with cashing the check, because they're gonna make the money is gonna. America's economy will be at a point we have never seen it at in history.
Yeah, but then they won't necessarily be at the top. And again, they fear if we get the same resources they got, we're gonna do to them. That there's fear. They're like, we ain't gonna do it because y'all gonna do to us what we did to y'all. They're like, we're not going to give it to y'all. That I'm not saying we shouldn't pursue it. Just know what we up against.
Yes, it ain't gonna be no talk. It ain't gonna be words. Words and signatures ain't gonna get us no money. I promise you. Let me finish getting these. Go ahead. What you got?
Oh, I was just gonna say, even with that, like we don't even have it in us to do to them what they did to us. Like once we get our money and everything, we're gonna go about our way. We're gonna, go off the grid like Mr. Walker always talks about. We can buy our own land, build our own schools, and do our own thing. So we don't even think like that. Like there's no cut us the check. That's the payback, and we're gonna go about our FBA business in our FBA way. And y'all don't have to worry about us anymore. We don't have that evil mean spirit in us,
Amen.
Just cut us our check. That's it. And we're good.
There you go.
Appreciate you, Rachel. Says Ebony is right, I guess. In 2015, the Texas school books from McGraw-Hill stated blacks came to the U.S. as immigrants. Yeah, oh my, yeah. I remember seeing that. Ooh, you done turned up some old memories. Yeah, immigrants.
And shout out to Sister Raquel Rose. She come through with $20 in the Cash App. He says, "Happy Monday, brothers. Salute to the Truth Over Lies panel."
Happy Monday, sister. Yeah, see you in the chat. Well, nice to have you up. Probably busy, but salute to you, sister.
Appreciate you.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
Shout out to Uncle Beans. How you doing, brother? Says the melanated woman is God. Puerto Rican women are godly. He talking about cheeks.
Lord.
Appreciate your Air Force Reek. He says, I didn't know this until someone told me, but presidents have fiscal years just like corporations. I think it runs from October to October. What? Okay.
So here we go. We're gonna get back into it. Shout out to Sister Rachel coming through, sponsoring the show. So here we go. I'm gonna try to set the stage back. I'm gonna pull another video up. All right. Make sure y'all hit the like button.
Kamala Harris and them were lying when they were talking about the 2026 project, 2025 project about Trump becoming a dictator, overtaking the free speech and using the military to come police states. So nigga, we thought he was lying when they present that plan. And he said it was fake news.
That's the way it's martial law, I think.
Nigga, we went into martial law under the Patriots Act. That's why you're being surveillance at everything you do. So we already been under martial law, under the Patriots Act. That was under Bush. Nigga, this is the new world order. That's why you seeing us with, this is why you seeing us with Trump. This is why you seeing us talking, fucking trying to get the presidents in Ukraine to sit down. This is why you seeing us going over here to Russia. This is the new world order, nigga, coming into play. And America is one of the last places whose citizens will accept it.
So you believe that all that digital currency, one digital currency and all of that?
Yeah. Yeah, where you think Bitcoin coming from? Digital currency. That's going to be the one world digital currency. So China coming with Brinks. Nigga, that's just game. Everybody in cahoots. Nigga, everybody in cahoots but Russia. And North Korea. Everybody else in cahoots. Playing on their people. North Korea and Russia don't want to go alone. Everybody else going along. America ain't bad enough to buck China, who loaned them money.
Right.
We in debt. When they talk about this $1 trillion debt, we owe that to China. And anytime China can say, hey man, give us our goddamn money. We don't really borrow. So we borrow money from the Chinese. We used to buy oil from the Saudis to buy all these big SUVs to keep the lights on. Now,
and I'm gonna stop them for a minute. So yeah, at this point in history, they in too much debt to be thinking about paying anybody anything. You're gonna have to take it from them. All right, talk about China and all these countries that they owe money. We're talking about billions of dollars we are asking for. All right, we got to go take it. So I see JW came up. I definitely wanted to get him in. If your mic working today, and I know Baba T and Jay come back up. What you got, JW?
So I want to be to how you doing, gentlemen, lady. So I want to be to speak on first the UN thing as it relates with the money part, sort of catch up. One, they basically do sort of like a mix. They do one part. They basically have like, well, they used to back in the day, but they sort of cut it off. There's one program called USAID, and what they do and stuff is they have programs there to give, they give money through these programs for different, social programs in different countries. But you know what? They cut that off. So the other tool that they like to use is the money market, the international money market. And they use specifically, there's one organization called the IMF. It's the International Monetary Fund. And that's how they basically do the loans, grants, whatever in the money market is called for funding of different countries. So it's sort of like, so how does this play into the UN? It plays into the UN because basically they now, China, Russia, and America are the charter members of the United Nations. So they play out this game like not checkers, but like chess, being the international market, IMF, or the UN. So if the if America wanted to be to leave the UN, they can because they started it. Because after World War II, that's when they started. That's when they developed the UN. Came from the League of Nations. So if America want to be to play, they can play. If they want to be to leave, they can be to leave. It's America's world. So now to what they're talking about, man, I'm losing my thought here. So what Brother Man's right, what Brother Man is saying and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a money game. And so the thing is, as soon as so they're trying to be able to essentially line up contracts like in Ukraine, for example. Honestly, I think they created that war just to do that. These big old transnational multinational corporations they want land. So guess what? You create a war, land opened up, so they can get more money, get resources. That's all I got to say for this point.
Okay. So I'm gonna get you in, Brother Jay. What's your take so far, sitting back in the back?
And I don't know if it's about. I mean, I know money is a tool that everything runs off of that, whatever. But I don't think it's even about money, because whenever somebody else somewhere else needs money, or wherever they need money, they just create it. It's all numbers now. It's not backed by anything. It's make believe. It's just it don't exist. I was fortunate, during my service when I was deployed in camp. It was at Camp Bahrain, Camp Buring, excuse me. And my LPO drove me past when we took over the base, just to see the bunker busters and all that stuff. I'm talking about football fields and football fields full of planes, jets, tanks, Hummers, football field links of stuff stacked, bumper to fender going down, all the way down. It's not about money. They got the money to do all of that. It's like a joke. I saw that. I'm like, this is before like smartphones and stuff. I'm like, I wish I could film this right now, because people back home would not believe this. And I'm like, what's all? He's like, all this stuff is decommissioned. It'll never be used. Fields, football field, we're driving it through the desert and just looking out and just see it. I'm telling you, it's not about money. And to the point where I was listening earlier, just to go back a little bit, are we really willing to put our lives on the line to get what we want? That's my question. Because when it all boils down to it, ain't nobody gonna give us nothing. Now you fighting with somebody that they don't care about nothing. They look like us. They don't care about anything. So no matter how heartfelt we feel, how powerful, how strong we feel we are, we're not, man. We're not united. We can't even unite our families. For everybody to know, I'm in an interracial marriage. So that some people say I can't even be pro-black. So I'm having a whole different conversation with people. But when you want to unite us all together, it's not. We're not gonna get what we want until we have one agenda, like y'all was talking about. I think it was a Tribe saying it. Yeah, we got to have one agenda. No matter if I don't like you, we don't have the same background. One agenda. Until we have that, we're not going to do nothing. Until the family unit, even if the family is a segmented family unit, you put me on child support, man, all this stuff. Yeah, but I got your back. Negro, I can't stand you, but I got your back. And then we also have to come out of the entertainment industry. I'm telling y'all, that's the only way it's going to happen. Billions of dollars annually. I forgot who I was talking to. They was talking about sports betting. How much revenue is generated annually for sports betting? $1 trillion or some craziness throughout all sports. But football, basketball is two big ones aside, soccer and stuff like that. But those two industries, man, if all of them just said, no, we're not playing, they got to do something. There's no way they could stop. They have to. That's
And
too
that-
much money.
And that's when I bring in idea the black boule, where my tin hat folks at, you know, because that's what it is. They're not gonna sit there. I try to put myself in that position. I done just made it out the hood for me, ramen noodles, sleeping head to toe, and now you about to tell me not to go out here and play for these millions? I've been striving all my life. There you go. Back to your question. Are we willing to sacrifice or put our lives in danger for this cause? What you guys say, 70D?
The fact that our ancestors already did it, I don't mind doing it. And I do think that as a whole, as a people, I think that we can come together and do this. It's just like being, we have family members. Sometimes we don't get along with all of our cousins or our aunties or uncles or whatever. But when Big Ma dies or when Pap dies, we all come together and we all try to figure it out. So when it comes to a bigger picture, I think we can all come together and make it happen. Will there be some people that won't be for it? That's fine. They can forward their check on over to the ones who are willing to die and fight for it. And that's just what it is. I for sure am willing to work with our brothers and work with our sisters in order to make this happen, because it's important and it needs to happen. And it's going to take a group of us. And I think collectively, enough of us are on code in order to make it happen. And the others will just have to fall in line or fall back. And that's just what it is. That's where we're at with it. So there is no, if we can or cannot do it. It's going to happen because enough of us are on code to do it.
I think it's too much.
I'm apologize. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Trot.
Oh, I was gonna say I had learned something the other day regarding the national debt. When it comes to international debts and the national debt, it's actually a good thing for America, as far as like that's what gets other countries to buy into America as far as bonds, because when the way the banking system works, the interest gets paid first. The principal gets paid last. So other countries will buy debt from another country because that's going to be cash flow, because they're getting the interest first. They're never worried about the principal. They don't care how big the national debt ever balloons to, because it's always going to be an asset for them to leverage as money that you could get in the future, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'll get you in. What you got, G Honda?
Oh no, I mean, as far as this whole thing, and especially with the whole EBT thing, I mean, collective unison. I mean, that's that was just my end all be all for it.
Where does it start? Like I like so we're starting in our home, so we are gonna start presenting the world with our best selves. We are gonna start working on the nuclear family, getting our individual tribes, extended family together, and getting them on code, because that's where it starts. Then once you've got hundreds and thousands of people with the same idea, it ain't much convincing. You say, hey, we're gonna get whatever resources we need to file this paperwork. We're going to, present as a uniform, whatever little army, little platoon, and we're gonna make something happen.
It's a lot though. At this point now, it's gonna be a lot of men that's gonna have to step up and be stepdaddies. Somebody got to help Bonquisha raise them kids. That's part of the community. Shout out to Baba T. He said back in the day they had no problem being a stepdad. Shout out to the movie, whatever y'all was telling us to watch. I forgot. But Claudine. Yeah. Yeah, y'all ready for that? That come with
Yeah. But Gavin, to an entirety, as taxpayers, we are already doing that. Majority of us, that's taxpayers. Well, that's what we are doing in mass as taxpayers. We're
gotta be directly though. You talking about directly? No, these white folks in power need to see us coming, petting little Nug Tavius on his head like these my sons, like Claudine. These my sons.
Our dollars are already going into their mouth.
That ain't gonna work. Y'all missing the point. They're not gonna get on board. Bonquisha ain't gonna get on board unless you give her a reason to. It's gonna have to be a man in the house with instruction, so we all on the same page. Bonquisha ain't just gonna get on the page.
G Honda got all the resources. This big ninja could take about 6 or 7 Bonquishas and just shelter all of them. I know he can.
You guys, like the reparation conversation, regardless if Bonquisha has her tribe and doesn't have a man or not, the reparation still needs to be paid because it's per foundational Black American. That's what it's supposed to be for. So if Bonquisha wants to go pay to play with her reparations and buy her, buy her man, because we talk about paying to play, she's going to have the money to do it. So it doesn't matter. I mean, yes, we do need to work together, but if Bonquisha wants to go off and be a renegade, let her pay to play. And that's what she could do with her money. Like we can't like police what people do with their money. Enough of us are going to be on code to do the right things with the money, and some are going to trick it off. It just is what it is. It's with any other culture that gets money.
We gotta get the money first. We keep talking about the end of the story. We gotta how we get the money. We keep talking about what we're gonna do with the money, how much money they owe us, all this stuff. We at the end. We got to start at the beginning and work our way through the forest to get there.
So so are you guys saying that you don't think Bonquisha, okay, say we're at the reparations meeting, okay, we're all there, we're all talking about it. And somebody gets up there and says, this is what everybody's going to be on code Bonquisha, and you need to fall in line. You don't think that she's going to do it for the greater good of the people? Like, is that what you guys are saying?
Oh, absolutely not. And they are raising the children. Now the kids are held hostage. The government's feeding the kids. We seeing this. They cut off the food. They cut off the lights. We don't have. Okay. It's not so simple.
Yeah, Ebony, you see that week after week. You are talking about the same woman who will go get her hair, nails, lashes, clothes, club, everything, and then cry when you take EBT away from her. Talk about some of the kids. The kids ain't got nothing to eat. This is the same person. That's the same mentality.
About the greater good of the culture, though. Like, this is beyond surface level stuff.
That's their kids. That's their legacy. Their literal DNA. They don't care. So they don't care about us.
Whenever they had Ice Cube on that panel with Vivica Fox and all those other hyena women, and he was talking about what he was going to Congress with and the plan, and had to make the point they're not gonna follow the line. He said, I'm going with this. Like, this is for all of us. And them Bonquisha said, no, it ain't. He said, what you mean? Say y'all Black women ain't including Black folks? And they said, no, we want Black women stuff separate. So those individual women, that's a good question, and it should be an easy answer. But no.
I would say at the end of the day, if you buck up against the system will buck back. All right, you ain't gonna sit here and come together at 40 million, kicking the door and say, give us money. They will start cutting programs. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. It's almost like, shout out to the brother Colin Kaepernick. It's kind of like that situation. You can't bite the hand that feeds you while you still depending on it. So that's where we are.
Okay. I totally get what you're saying. And the Ice Cube situation, I have no pushback on that because they were really showing out at that time. But when we're okay.
And this is why we say we shouldn't be depending on EBT.
Yes.
Dependence. That's going to set you free by not being depending on this stuff.
Right. Okay. And okay, I have one more question. But what does, regardless of all that stuff, what does that have to do with a debt that is owed and needs to be paid? Regardless.
This is where I go. I said bloodshed. This is why I'm saying bloodshed. You have to take it.
Yeah.
I think this is something that inherently, and this is a no shot to any of the women, but this is something inherently that men understand. It's in our DNA. We understand that the base, the core of everything could be a violent situation at any point in time. I mean, that's what it's going to come to.
Y'all say trillions?
If anything, if you don't pay your bills.
But I understand we all must be on the same page, every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to come to violence. At the base, the core of everything, it's going to come to violence. If you don't do that, then what? If you don't do that, then what? If you want something, then what? How you going to get it? I don't want to give it to you. How you going to get it? It's going to take violence. And I mean, that's crazy, man. But on that note, man, I'm going to be out here. I'm about to go eat with the family. I dropped a new playlist tonight. So everybody go ahead and listen to that. Great conversation, man. I wish I could stay, but my stomach is is yeah.
Enjoy your meal, brother. Definitely gonna be checking out that playlist.
I'm not willing to sacrifice right now. Oh, that's the other word I was gonna say. Sacrifice is the word that we should be using. It's gonna take a sacrifice from everybody. Everybody. Yeah. Some of us gonna have to give up more for the people who are giving up less.
Sacrifice. And I believe, you know, and I walk it like I talk it when talking about not indulging in these holidays, you know, sacrifice these creature comforts, man. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, resistance, there's different levels to resistance. I'm all for it. I'm about being defiant. I got a big old tattoo on my back that says defiance. That is me. But you have to embody it. You know what I mean? Don't feed these industry. The auto industry is wonky. Keep y'all cars. You know what I mean? Black Friday, all these shopping holidays. Just don't indulge. Sit there with your family and say, we're not shopping Black Friday. We're not doing that, but y'all don't have the conversations. And then folks just end up buying stuff. And then you just end up keep going along with the get along. I lived it whenever I got rid of Christmas out of my house. It took years for me to sit there Christmas morning and be like, I told y'all, I'm not doing this. No, I never forget one Christmas I woke up. No, it wasn't the Christmas day. It was the Christmas after. I was down in the garage and there was an unwrapped Christmas gift. I lost my mind. I said, I grew up extremely poor. I grew up when Christmas missed us. And to go into my garage and pick up a moldy, unwrapped Christmas present, whenever his kids out here now, I said, we doing something wrong. My spirit was troubled. No, we got to stop indulging in these holidays. Let's start there.
It's a lot.
Appreciate you, Indigenous Stallion. Says we first must stop using the term black. There's nothing black about us. And this is another obstacle. They won't give us reparations because we don't have a true race. We're not black. I don't know. It's a lot. Appreciate your Project Leroy. Says, who on the panel is against reparations? I don't think nobody.
I think that's the wrong question. Who's prepared to die today for it? That's just the only thing.
Yeah, I had my soldier outfit on last week. Y'all saw it. I had my army fatigue batted hat. I'm ready, y'all. I'm ready.
And that's the thing. Unless we are talking about guaranteed outcomes, I am not ready. I got a newborn kid. I am not ready. So unless we talk about you ain't about to get me deleted and then a couple weeks later, y'all just be like, nah, it ain't even worth it. Let's just go back to work. No, thank you.
I'm gonna hunt y'all ninjas forever. Yeah, can't go out like that.
But what if it does pop off and you don't get deleted and things work out? So we can't go into the scarcity.
If everybody is together, I'm with it. But you ain't about to put no battery in my back along with 10,000 people and send us somewhere. No. Yeah, I'm not going to be one of them 10,000 to get deleted. I'll go if it's all 40 million. Let's all go together or shut the hell up.
No, I definitely agree with you, brother Gavin, because I think Charleston White mentioned how the ancestors used to fight for us so hard just for us to be where we are now. And that's a deflating feeling to know that people died in vain for us to still be down here more as ignorant as ever. So I definitely have to agree with you on that. I didn't march with the Black Panther Party in Houston. I didn't been involved in the Black militant community out here in Houston since I've been here. And I had to fall back away from that because, for one, we all didn't have the same common goal, which was weird because I thought we were fighting for Black power. For two, older people still I was a little bit younger than them. The older people in the group were doing things that people younger than me usually would do. And for three, it's like, what are we doing this for? Like, what is the guaranteed outcome? We might die. We might shed some blood and we're going to shed some sweat and tears. But what is the outcome?
What we're saying. So at the end of the day, it's a community effort. Unless these men are ready to start marrying these baby mamas, so we can present ourselves as a community, not as a separated group of all these people and all bastard kids and all this. No, come together. So we can't be sitting here focused on one thing when it's cart before the horse. It's totally cart before the horse. So we gotta get our whole community back in order from the top. Y'all need to listen to the men like Gavin X, Mr. Walker, Baba T's, the Tens of the world, all these men, G Honda, JW. But no, they watch his content. Y'all know what the hell y'all talking about. or the women got an issue with, single by choice channel. People come, we so damn separated. How we gonna get on the same page about any damn thing when everybody think they the chief? No Indians. Everybody in charge. Don't nobody want to listen? Can you imagine one of these ninjas taking instruction when bullets is flying? Huh.
No, I can't, because I know how mature you have to be to take instruction. In order to lead, first you must know how to follow. That's something I learned, playing football. And it's true, you gotta have a humble spirit. But you're right, they not, and we're not there. Yes, we're not saying let's remain stagnant. We're not saying we can't do anything.
Well, no, raise your families. We are walking it like we talking it. Quit talking so much. Everybody, I'm clapping cheeks. I'm doing this, doing that. Go raise a damn family or shut the hell up. When we talk about reparations, this shit is serious. We ain't gonna be sitting here playing this way, but no, this is for real. No, everything is for real. So either you walking it like you talking it about everything or shut the hell up.
I agree. I embody that, Mr. X. Yeah, you speak my language. If everything, see, there you go. The hypocrisy must perish with us. You know what I mean? We can't be up here on this panel talking like this, and then I go out in public and I'm delivering a different message, or I'm living a different message. You know what I mean? I'm not supporting Black families. That's not right. Yeah, shout out to the sister. Forget her name here. She ain't been up here in a while, but we only buy our hair products from her. Ever since we came across this sister, my wife only orders our stuff from her. We got to start somewhere.
Hanging with Courtney.
Even if it's little small steps, like patronizing a black company. Just we got to start.
Make collective unison great again in the Black community.
Appreciate you, brother Richard. Says Ebony Dean, a revolution will leave some people behind. Those who understand the mission will be on board and step over those who are not on code. That's true, yeah. Appreciate you, Richard Media. Says step over those who are not on code. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Richard, coming through. Says we need to raise communities like those that existed before 1968. There we go. See, here the solution is right in front of our face. And it's not easily done, but it's right here. We can do something. We appreciate you, brother Matt, coming through with the 20 ball. Says, let's go. We trying, man.
Yeah! Hey, shout out to Baba T in the Cash App. Says, give me the floor, gentlemen. It's all yours. What you got, Baba T?
Wow, I hear a lot of good stuff. But when you talk about, listen, you all got this stuff all twisted. Okay, who started this ratchetness? The men did. Okay, do you all remember BET After Dark? Huh?
Yeah.
Who's on BET After Dark, man? They got women half naked playing, rap, the music, what you hear now, wasn't even played on regular air. It was by pirate, radio stations and stuff, right? So that stuff started creeping in. The men started that. They didn't start that. And now we calling out our the sisters, man, bro. You say she masculine, but you're talking to her masculine. And you say the men getting in. Well, a lot of these sisters raise these little sassy boys. Okay? So they don't know nothing. Look at how many guys are around you, brothers' age, that don't know nothing. Think about that. They playing crazy music around the kids, pants hanging down. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things I could just make a suggestion is that as you're going through your travels, right? And then you're home, don't play all that violent music and stuff. Okay, this stuff is very spiritual. It fits in your spirit because if you keep hearing it, you're going to act on it.
Amen, Baba T.
I mean, man, this thing is MK Ultra. It's mind control. And if you continue to listen to those certain, like people say, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. all over the place. You're going to say, well, Trump is responsible for this. No, Trump ain't responsible for this crap. Martial law doesn't that. Them damn Democrats are. Them the ones holding up the damn shutdown. That's why I tell people, look at independent media on YouTube. Stay away from that liberal news, CBS, ABC, NBC, WGN, and all them other ones. Stay away from that. Do your own investigation. You know. So, but I mean, hey, man. I mean, that's where the focus is. As you tell young brothers that come up on you anyway, hey man, pull your pants up before you come talk to me. All right, what's happening, young dude? You understand me? Don't walk to me with your pants hanging down. Okay. That's the respect. Say, hey man, I'm telling you this because I love you and I want you to be better. What I tell you all about that? Okay. The only way you can go back to 1968 is going back to having stronger men. Okay. And when you see you all ain't been through, man, we even beat up the KKK and everything. That's the stuff I done been through. Y'all say y'all getting it out the mud, the ghetto. You all ain't never been in no ghetto. Yeah. Before they built the projects, we was in the ghettos in Chicago. Yeah, you know, ghettos, denied city services. Ghettos, you can't get nobody to come fix your gas. Ghettos. Okay.
Let me ask you this,
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait.
Go ahead.
The projects was a moving on up. We got in the project like, oh man, look at this. This is beautiful. That's getting it out the mud, man.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
When you was a young man, were y'all having these conversations about reparations?
Well, we were having conversations about reparations. We was having conversations about black love because we had black love, you know. And like I told you all, the word black, we never did. We said color because the word black meant death. Like the N word, it means death. So we, our crew, we never, talk like that, because we understood the word black was death. People got offended if you called them black.
So here we go. Let me stick here. The conversation has been around, clearly.
Yeah, a long time.
Here we are. What's the game plan? There's got to be like a 50-year game plan.
Listen,
where are we?
You all ever heard this movie called The Drop Squad? Huh?
No.
It's with Eric De La Salle when he was younger. All right. Now this movie, they went around pulling up black folks, right? Melanated people, right? Putting them in vans and everything. Then they take them to the secret location, right? And they put these helmets on them, right? And they got this big old screen. They're reprogramming the mind. So you have to try to reprogram the mind out here. You got TikTok, man, it's so much crazy stuff. The TV. We used to tell our kids, hey, it's Adam and Eve, not Steve and Adam. Now, because this is not our lifestyle. European lifestyle, they've been doing this crap for who knows how long. Solomon and Gomorrah, that was white folks. Okay. But we let it infiltrate within us and say, hey, I got no problem with it. Well, that's stopping us from having babies. That's the problem right there. They done got y'all mind control. It's bad enough. We done lost 25 million to this racist Margaret. She's of the eugenics program to wipe out black folks. And now we got this in our community to stop our birth control. See? And you all keep talking about what the white man gonna do. You know what I mean? Black folks in the military. And we start talking about something. What?
You just spoke on eugenics. Why was eugenics successful? Why was Planned Parenthood successful? How was that even?
They invaded our communities, just like you seen Planned Parenthood at the DNC.
How did baby deletion invade our communities? How was that even
because
appealing?
We allowed them to come into schools. We allowed them to talk to the teenagers. Okay, while they in the school, making their decisions to have this done. Man, Planned Parenthood is scandalous, baby.
All right, hold on. Before we keep moving the goal line all over.
Well, you asked me. I ain't listen.
No. I ain't blaming you or nothing. Listen, I'm just saying. We've been talking about. You said y'all were having all these conversations, even about love and marriage and all the stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
And things are getting increasingly worse, but we've been talking about it forever.
You know why? Because we got completely weak as we got on. We got comfortable in America. We thought we were citizens. If we were citizens, we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't have police brutality.
Well, here we go. This is why people say the baby boomers dropped the ball. Y'all gotta take some responsibility.
How y'all say we dropped the ball? Did you read up on what baby boomers did?
Nope.
Other than from the 20s, we was the first one to haze and scare Whitey. Okay.
Granted.
Whitey was scared, baby. Whitey ain't been scared yet. Okay, we scared Whitey, baby, back in the 60s, man.
Listen, I'll see this. Not everybody. Okay. Not everybody. Let's just keep it like this.
Not everybody.
Y'all could have got reparations. Y'all was together. Y'all could have did it.
You know, I dropped this history on you. You guys like you got amnesia. What's wrong with you? I said the civil rights movement. Okay. The Honorable Martin Luther King said he going up with a blank check. All right. The civil rights movement stopped all of that. Okay.
So what did we con ourselves? That's where I keep getting stuck.
No, hold it. Hold it. No, hold it. Let me finish. All right. Don't stop me from throwing it back on you. I said the reason why the most honorable Martin Luther King said he think he led his people into a burning building. You know why? Because the whole economic shift from Atlanta's black power to the white people, everything stopped. The bus company stopped. The black taxi stand stopped. The melanated people food stores growth. All of that stopped. That's why he said that. Okay.
I mean, how old are you, Unc?
I'm 68. I'll be 69 next year.
Okay, so you caught in between. That's not your generation quite, right?
You generation.
It is, but ain't you was out here when you was. I'm talking about your adult years. We talking about the 70s and 80s. We talking about the 80s, when you was able to do things, not when you was a kid.
Listen, my 80s. I told you I came out my mama's belly not liking white folks. Okay, I ain't never liked pink people because I always knew they were dangerous. You know, I can get along with all people, but I know where my antennas rise up. So it was a few of us, a lot of us were like that, man. But, you know, like I said, when we start taking religion and all this stuff, man, our minds are warped, you know. And we talked about that, religion versus spirituality. But it was just a small group. As we become older in this country, somehow we rounded out on religion even more. I ain't never seen so many evil people coming out of church and walking around. I said, man, what kind of religion they on? I don't want none of that. Hey, they invite me to no church. Oh no, I don't want that spirit around me. You understand me? So we become more, even the elders, man. I mean, it's crazy. You know, and we see, and listen, man, I didn't have no upbringing growing up like I had some manners and shit. Man, please, I had to learn a lot of shit on my own. I didn't have no father. Hell, all my friends had fathers. How you think I felt being called a bastard every goddamn day? All day long going outside, man. It ain't like y'all. Hell, I was unique.
So I would say this. I would say this is not a shot at you personally. It's just your generation of men.
I just told you what happened. When you got more involved with Jesus, they had messed up, man. They didn't forget the struggle is still going on. They think the struggle ain't going on. As you see now, the struggle still exists, right?
I think what happened is like at the end of this, I tell this story all the time. Well, it's not really a story, this philosophy all the time, or this hypothesis all the time. At the end of the 60s, after they killed Martin Luther King, the civil rights movement kind of fizzled out. And then what do we go into? We transitioned to the age of disco. In the 70s, they gave us blaxploitation. They allowed Asians into our community to have gas stations and Korean stores and stuff. And also during that same time period with blaxploitation, disco era, what also happened? The rise of gang members or Los Angeles gangs to Chicago gangs. The CIA infiltrated those gangs to make those gangs continue deadly wars against each other. So at that point, by the mid to late 70s, with the drugs, the gangs, and everything like that, the fight was diverted from against the system to against each other, and that's when they finally coerced us to fight each other instead of fighting against the power.
Here we go. I did something right quick. Give me a second, OG. I asked AI, how can African Americans get reparations? All right. This is what artificial intelligence told me. Have anybody ever Googled this? It says Black people can get reparations. For one, I say African Americans, and it said Black people. Black people can get reparations through various means, depending on the specific plan being considered, as there is no single nationwide system for reparations yet. Current proposals vary widely, but generally involve establishing eligibility criteria. See what I'm saying? They like, how are y'all eligible? Who are y'all? We say we Black. They say, no, you ain't. Try again. Go ahead, Ebony Dean.
Well, we've already kind of established that it's if you are foundational to this country. So if you can tie your lineage back to, I believe it's the late 1800s, just going back in history with you have to have all your paperwork in order. You can't just be like, I'm Black and whatever.
Let's be real specific. What type of paperwork?
Okay, so you need to if you can prove that your family was here during the late Project Leroy, you can help me with this, the late 1800s. I know I can trace my family back to the mid 1800s because we have records. We're not like some immigrants who come here and they don't have any paperwork. Everything was documented. We were considered property. So I can look at the slave records. I did this about a year ago and saw my family's names on slave records in Virginia and all that. It's all you have to do is search it. Go on your ancestry and all that. Look up your family trees. Talk to your elders about it. But everything is documented. I already have my paperwork already in a folder, everything stapled and paper clipped together. As soon as they're ready to cut the check, I have my paperwork in order.
There we go.
All of our stuff is documented.
I like that. That sounds good. A birth certificate won't cut it. A Detroit birth certificate. Hey, I was born here. You see the shade of my skin. But I guess, like you said, they want to know that your parents and grandparents were here, not that it should be easy done with just
all
birth
that is
certificate.
documented. All of it's documented. You have to search it. For my family, they left Virginia during slavery or whatever. My grandmother's great grandfather escaped slavery, and that's how we ended up in Washington, PA. They had a freedom center there, and so he established his family there, and then went back down to Virginia to get his mom and his siblings and everything, and brought everybody back to Washington. All that's documented.
Now, who's going to certify this? Who's going to notarize and certify what we are saying and showing them?
That part I don't know, but if you have your paperwork in order and everything is legit, because the slave records, all that was legal documentation. So
it's census reports.
Yeah, it's in the census reports, all the birth records. It's all online.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just understanding how y'all got to understand. This is
here we go. Says
in front of people, they ain't trying to pay anything. So how we proving this?
Here we go. So says eligibility criteria, which often requires proving lineage to enslaved people in the United States. Yes. Documentation. This is often done by tracing ancestry through official records like birth certificates and census records, like you said, Sister Ebony Dean. Some proposals suggest tracing back to a specific census, like the 1870 census to qualify. Yes. This is information they telling us. So we must be able to track our United States lineage back to 1870. And there you go. Thank you, Gam Gam and Auntie, for not telling us anything about the damn thing. All of that word of mouth, history passed down, Sister Ebony Dean. This is where we start to hit a roadblock. Like, I don't like where do we?
It's a lot easier than you think. All you have to do is if it starts with a search. So if you know who your people are, you can even ask if ask your grandparents, ask, okay, well, what was your grandfather's name? And you just start Googling. A lot of them were enlisted in the wars and stuff. All of it's documented. So our people were in wars. That was documented. All that is. So Gavin, I know I see you smiling and everything. I don't know where the reparation office is that we take this to, but
I think it's this. That's why I asked Baba T a minute ago. Where y'all talk about this, people have been talking about this stuff for decades, if not over a century. At some point, it has to be more than talk. It got to be bloodshed. And then people just said there's been bloodshed. Not our blood. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. We on YouTube, so I can only say so much, but y'all must understand what it's going to take.
And here we go. Here's another thing. Types of reparations: financial payments, direct cash deposits. All right. Educational and housing assistance is also considered reparations. Scholarships for higher education, down payments for homes, assistance with home remodeling, and community-based programs. Investments in communities improve educational, housing, and infrastructure. And here we go. Other forms. These can also include land grants, access to new industries like cannabis industries, and social services. So this is like, I don't even know where to start again, because it's like, are they already indirectly trying to say they're giving us reparations? Would it? I'm not saying we should stop. I'm not that person. All I'm saying, I'm not trying to find ways out. I'm trying to find obstacles we may have to overcome. You see, that's the only reason why I'm asking these questions, because I'm here for it. I've been down for it. I just want to know, how do we make some leeway, and how much blood got to be shed?
Well, the problem with the grants and, okay, we can give you the housing and all that. Well, okay, say we don't get any money, which y'all are going to have to cut that check, because the reason why grants and all that stuff is not going to work is because, say they give you a voucher to build your house over here. They are going to have their people as the ones who are building the home. So the money's going to go back to them, and it's not going to stay in-house. Write me my check so I can pick who builds my house and pick who builds my school and where my son goes to school and all that. Cut the check, because if we go off with these grants, the money's just going to be spent where they want us to spend the money, and that defeats the whole purpose. Cut the check. We can build our own everything, and we don't have to rely on you anymore. That's why the grants won't work.
I agree. Oh yeah,
true that. I got a few ideas on it.
What you got?
So the thing, the I would say step one. So if you're going to be talking, so it's the issue of being, to be to have it set, to have this money set aside. You have to you have to have institutions. Chinatown, Koreatown, Mexican Town. You know what they all have in common? They all have institutions that are accepted by the society. That's why they have the power. When you are organized in an institutions and stuff like that are, I guess you could say, quote unquote, friendly with the rest of society as whole, you can maintain. That's why their communities are sectioned off, because they went through a lot of trouble to be able to have the inputs into the society as a whole to be able to maintain their culture. You have to also have your institutions within your culture. You have to, that's how Jewishes have been successful, all these centuries, because they have certain things within their own culture to maintain their culture. And that's why they can have influence they essentially have influence no matter where they go, because first they lock it down within their own, first and foremost. Then you can be able to, you can reach out to other people. But if you ain't going to be taking yourself seriously as far as having institutions, participating, number two, to invest within your people, and also invest in within other, within the society, larger society as a whole, at your own discretion, you can be number two. Yep, you can be taken seriously. Because if you do not be able to, have structure within your own, it's hard for anybody to take you seriously.
Well, Brother Jay,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, the difference between us and the Koreans in Chinatown is that they have a nationality. So they have national representation within their communities. So we don't have a black identity. So that will be one of the first steps we will have to establish, like brother Mr. Walker was saying and Gavin X was saying, like, what are we? We have to establish if we're black, we're African American, colored, Negro. We have to all agree to come under one banner, and then we can move forward because we don't have a nationality like Koreans or Chinese people.
Well, the thing is that but the thing is, we have 400 years of identity and stuff. So it's an issue and stuff of, well, I'm with you on that, bro, and stuff. But you have to be able to, even if she's Bone Quisha all the way to CEO, we have to be sort of like the Wakandans. You know what I'm saying? The Wakandans are Africans that no matter, even on a certain level, even Killmonger, they sort of respected him. They didn't like him. They didn't care for him. He was, total, douche. But yeah, but at the end of the day, he was still a Wakandan.
No Killmonger slander. Here's my thing. I just recently heard the FBA term, and that makes more sense. Foundational Black Americans, because like I said, African American. I'm not convinced. I come from Africa. Just not convinced. I'm convinced that my people were here. When I searched my soul, none of my ancestors on nobody's ship. Not to know nobody. You one happening. Ain't no way. I'm too claustrophobic. So I like that foundational Black American. Can we roll with that? Does that make sense? Is there any conflict with that term?
The Pan-Africans have conflict with it because some people believe that Jamaicans and Haitians and Caribbean, everybody, we're all Pan-African. But for our sake, we're foundational Black Americans. Like you were saying, I'm from South Carolina. My family were native people to this land. I even got census documents that prove that they bought my great-great-great-great-grandmother from Arizona and transported her to South Carolina in the slave trade. So, like, we got to figure out what we are. Like, we got to pick a side, basically.
I think enough of us know who we are as far as lineage and stuff goes. But I do have a genuine question. Like when it comes to our reparations and everything, how come everything has to be in order for us as far as families and living right and all this stuff? Why does all that have to be in order for us to have a debt that needs to be paid? This is something that is owed to us. It's not about our current behavior. This is what's owed to us. We'll figure all that stuff out later because they didn't ask the Jews to do all that. And they didn't ask the Japanese when they were in internment camps. They just cut the check. So all this stuff about we need to be doing this, we have to be perfect before we get the money. No, we're never going to be perfect. There's always going to be issues. And the ones who are going to get up there and fight for the cause will, and the ones that don't. Because there were not all Black people were for desegregation. Some were comfortable just living on the plantation and being amongst the white people and didn't really care about it. Others fought. And that's where we are today. So you can stand up or you can sit back, but it's going to happen regardless. And we don't have to have everything in order. Granted, we do need to work on things, but that money is owed to us regardless of however we are now. It needs to be paid.
I would say,
I agree with your sentiment, Ebony. Like, why do we have to do anything from this moment on? And the debt is there. The debt is established, acknowledged. Why do we have to do for whatever reason, sister? Like, shout out to my father-in-law, because this is the game. They have created this game, and it's not fair, it's not cool, it's not just, it's not godly. But this is the ish that they do. Y'all got to file y'all paperwork right if you want the money you owe. That's what they are saying. And unless, back to Mr. X's point, unless we are looking to shed some blood, they figure out how to file this paperwork. Just figure y'all got to figure it out. I agree, Sister Ebony. I agree 100%. But either it's going to be an uprising and we're going to take it by brute force, or we're going to find out how to play the game and get what's owed to us. Not saying it's fair, but this seems where we are.
I will say this. I mean, they just have no intentions on paying it. I think they would have paid it already. You know what I mean? They ain't just gonna keep letting inflation and the price of everything go up and then decide. They understand the economy and they forecasted stuff. They would have did it back in the 60s if they had, or the 30s or whenever, if they had real intentions. They have zero intentions on forking over a dime. That's why you must take it. They have zero intentions.
That's why. There you go, Mr. X. They don't want to give us a daggone thing. However, if y'all keep pushing the envelope, this is how I think they think. Y'all keep pushing the envelope, y'all go through these processes, and y'all back us into a corner, and y'all show us y'all go through all this hard work. And here's the thing, too, Ebony Dean, like you said, we're all not gonna get on the same page. That's part of their plan as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we laid out how y'all get your rep.
Well, let's say in the court of law, if we are representing ourselves as African American, then they can get a group of 10 billion other people said, no, we black. Now we got a contradiction. In the court of law, if we trying to stand on one thing as a people, but they can get your sister to go against you and say she black, and you say you African American, and y'all came out the same damn house.
But the name, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. It's about lineage. So you got to have that paperwork in order. Call yourself African American, whatever. The name doesn't matter. It's the lineage that matters, and it's what you can prove that matters. And that's it.
Okay.
What really matters in South, but I want to say this: what really matters is land and people. As long as you are on a piece of land, you have rights. And if you're not on if you're on somebody else's land, you still have rights. Now the question becomes really an issue of how many rights do you got? And the thing is that if you're on somebody else's land, guess what? Your rights are going to diminish because it's simple fact that if you're on, so which gives me an example of, well, sure, they even doing it still now. But the thing is, but definitely back in the day, what they used to do and stuff is, say, for example, like after war, especially after war, Civil War, a lot of the landowners died because they're white males. White males went off to war and whatnot. Some of that land went to black people. So the KKK would swoop in there and take that land. Because if it wasn't written down, and of course we didn't really have, we were less than a human, what difference did it make? So so if you're Caribbean or whatever the case may be, it depends on the land. They didn't just simply get the name just because they got the land, because they got their name because of what they did, and because they wanted to stand 10 toes down on what they believe. So if I can be able to convince you and stuff like that, I'm African American, I'm African, or whatever the case be, whatever name that it is, based on land and whatnot, guess what? I can be like Koreatown and all that, because the land is a reflection of the culture and the people who are in it. Because for those people, look at all the different empires that existed and failed because the people weren't taken care of, the land wasn't taken care of. Rome, decided, fell apart because of that. It's not, they had the power, they had money, they had influence, but the problem is they didn't take care of the people, not on the local level, and that's why it failed. And that's why, worst come to worst, even America will fail if they don't take care of the people.
Okay, as far as how many people are landowners?
Landowners.
And,
I got a mortgage.
Because it's like the poison is the proof was I forgot the lingo or whatever it's called, but the words, man, laws by words definitions, right? They say you a landowner, right? You don't pay your taxes on your land. What happens to it?
They take it.
So do you own that land then? Because
Really.
if you own something, somebody can't take it from you. We're land borrowers. Nobody's a landowner.
That's wild.
Nobody owns that land. Before you get a title to a land, that land was your family's. That land, no matter what, that piece of paper, go to any family member, like Brother JW said. Sometimes it will go to the slave that was just left. But KKK or whoever else comes in, You don't know what you're talking about. Let me get that piece of paper. Oh, just sign this right here. Now, it's not your land. But now, there's no landowners. Nobody owns it. Most people live in a condo or an apartment or something like that. How you own land 200 feet in the sky? You don't own nothing. You're up in a high rise or something like that. You don't own anything. You paid for a portion of a piece of an area for a moment. As soon as you pass, the banks get it right back again. Unless you're knowledgeable enough to know to tie it up in the paperwork that it goes to your family or to your corporation or whatever, your trust or whatever you have. Nobody's a landowner.
I definitely agree. I mean, ownership is just an illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion.
We don't even
your
own
car note,
ourselves.
I'm gonna take it.
We don't own ourselves. Shit, we can't put whatever we want on our body, can we?
Hey, try it. Try it. One of us pass. You can't. Your family can't bury you in their backyard. They can't.
Oh, here we go. I'm gonna get Baba T in. I'm gonna get Baba T. I see you talking about you are exempt from taxes. I want to get you in, and I'm gonna grab these super chats. What you got, Baba?
Oh man, I was just having fun listening to you all, man. I really was. Yeah. Talking about reparations. I mean, me and my brother, Mr. Tribe Life In, we just, it steps to this thing, man. You talking about bloodshed already. It steps to this thing. It's just like Kwanzaa. You know Kwanzaa? It's 7 days a week, right? Your first step is what's happening inside your house, right? How your kids doing, what you looking at on TV, you reading them books about who they are. That's everywhere. Sit down and let them understand who they are. You're not calling your kids guys. You're being specific on who they are, like we used to. Little boy, little girl, hey, you kids, get over here. White folks always call their people guys. That's why they've been confused all this time. The girls don't know what's up. What happened if we just said, hey, you girls, come here? Think about that, man. That ain't our thing. We always specified who we are. It comes down to value system. Every ethnic group has a value system. We used to have one. That's why I say you beautiful melanated people, because we beautiful people, aren't we? If we weren't so beautiful, people wouldn't be running over us. We'd become docile. Our system, man, we done lost all of that. Okay? Our value system is gone. Listen, our value system used to be when you come outside your house, you're representing your people. Okay? Now we done flipped our value system over. We look like Europeans. Dusty gym shoes, hair uncombed, just ragged clothes. Don't the teenage boys of that other side always look like that? So there we are looking like that with a skateboard like them. I said, look at this mess. So our mentality is so infiltrated by another value system. I told you, man, MK Ultra. We don't even know it's hitting us. And we're being stripped from it daily. Material things daily. And we don't, all my stuff I buy directly from China. My gym shoes cost $20. The same as they giving them to you for $140, same shoe. Okay, I get my stuff from China, Thailand. Hey, man, I don't
$20 for a pew pew. You wildin'.
Listen, I told you, man, I had 3 pairs of clothing. School clothes, church clothes, and play clothes. That was it, man. We all lived out of one drawer for each kid. But the value system, man, I got a dude that stay 2 doors from me. This cat is 6'4", he weigh about 280. And I mean, man, this cat is such a punk, man. I be telling him, get your punk ass inside your house, man. Get your scared ass. He talking about somebody gonna shoot me and I'm sitting in my chair. Man, get your punk ass in the house. I don't want you around me. And you going to church every Sunday. That church tell you to fight back. I told you it was over 600 slavery votes. And then you lost the Bible. You feel me?
You be talking to Cole on what's your direct? So what you saying? Folks should put the Bible down. I'm trying to read between your lines. What you saying?
Talking straight up, man. All right. Okay. What did I just say? So slavery, folks, they were utilizing what was in the Bible. Okay. Far as what they supposed to do as a people, man. All right. We had sisters too up in there with us. But now, you see, religion isn't working for us. This religion, man, if you're dealing with something for so long and it ain't working for you, I always say you need to find something different. If it ain't working for you, you going in the church for 30 years and you still come out mean, you need to find something different. You're supposed to be joyful you getting up in the morning, man.
Amen. I agree with that part.
Because that's the spirit, man.
I tell you what, as far as reparations and what we up against, I'm gonna drop a link in the Patreon. I think it's critical to understand what we up against, and it revolves around heirs law, heirs property law. This is a flawed land inheritance law that was put on our people. Heirs property. This is a leading cause of involuntary black land loss. When a landowner passes away without a will, the land is inherited by all of the descendants equally. This is another thing we're up against. I'm gonna put the video. It's deep. It made me emotional. It's whenever we, shout out to our ancestors. They, because of legal injustices, they couldn't call no attorney to their land and say, "Hey, I want to make a will." Because the folks with the white hats was gonna come back and get them, so they couldn't make wills. So they said, "We got y'all. All y'all descendants get this land equally." So right now, there are, and I experienced this. There are some of us right now that own land down south, North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, and guess what? I own it, and 400 of my other cousins and relatives, and that is the joke. Because
no, it's not.
Because they end up
you
selling
should all get together and say this is your land, and you can link to it.
And
I told you to make the brothers in California get all that land, and it was worth like $7 million, and they researched it all the way to that family in the 1800s.
I'm trying to tell you something now. I'm trying to tell you something. That's right. You say, "Oh, everybody get together," and we talk about it being ain't no unity. I experienced this where listen to me. Let me finish, please. Where some strange man from Texas called one of my relatives, say, "Hey, you got a couple acres down in Louisiana. I'll buy it off you for 10 racks." And they up here on drugs and bull jive, and they say, "Go ahead." And that's all they need. They actually send them a check for $10,000, and then they go to the courts. They give them the paperwork, and they end up with 50 acres. For 10,000.
Yeah, they need a certain percentage. They need a certain percentage of the people to say yes, like whatever, 10, 20%. If they can beat that threshold, they can buy the land. They don't need 100% of the family to sign over. If they can get whatever percent and say, "I'll give all y'all 10,000," and they say, "Yeah," and the land is gone.
Yeah, man.
And that's what's happening.
You ain't got to be smoking crack, man. We just got some devious people, man. Listen, before the 2000 and within the cities, how many do you all see nursing homes that the elders were in? We didn't put our people in nursing homes. That was unheard of. Man, after the 2000, they had nursing homes everywhere here in Chicago. I said, man, what's going on? Just elders all up in them nursing homes. So those homes that their children had conned them into going to a nursing home, I mean, hey, man, they took it. They ain't got to be smoking crack. Because we so much of swindlers now, man. We don't have honesty or integrity. So we got to build that back in the children. Build it back in your school. If you can volunteer at your school, go volunteer. Say, "Hey, kids, how you doing?" Sometimes these kids just want to know somebody cares about them and love them because they're not getting it at home.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
How you doing? Oh, how's school today? You feel me? All right, have a good day now. I'll talk to you later. All right, they'll smile and wave at you, say, "Okay."
I'll say this. Let me get these super chats. We're gonna try to get final thoughts because we're gonna shut this down in about 10 minutes.
Shout out to Project Leroy. Says Jay Tillman. I think we got that one. Shout out to Project Leroy. Come back through. Appreciate you. Says Kim J took me some extra time for showing his contempt for us getting reparations in the chat. Huh? Says Baba T, what does the value system have to do with us asking for reparations? We are asking for reparations, not the value system.
Us has a lot to do with it.
Okay. Shout out to you.
Do you value your people? Money. You value how they live? Or we'd be still in the same mess with reparations. What? You ain't gonna listen. I told you that movie, The Drop Squad, grab everybody and reprogram them. That's the only way we're gonna have reparations. That's gonna work out for us.
Gotta reprogram. There we go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Richard Media. Says, my opinion, and only my opinion, get our black women away from the pulpit pimps, aka the church, get away from the political party alignment, and build our own political movement. That sounds awesome. Shout out to Uncle Tall. Appreciate you. This SBC should sponsor stream. Baba T and HQ going on a date. They will make a cute couple. Ooh.
I ain't even going to. I'm leaving it alone.
Appreciate you, Frederick Albert. Says, we are carnal-minded people. Changed after creation, we have to renew our minds. God isn't the author of confusion. Talk about it, Brother Frederick.
Yeah!
Appreciate you, Rachel. Says, just drop the link. A bond mark on Wall Street was built by buying and selling of slaves. There you go. Appreciate you, sister.
And Rachel, with that too, Black Friday, that is the day after Thanksgiving that they sold the slaves. So we already don't need to be participating in Black Friday because they were selling us. We were the original Black Friday.
Amen. That's why that stuff, Sister Ebony Dean, as soon as I see that, not engaging, I refuse. Appreciate you, Project Leroy, coming through this evening. Says the proof is the freedman's lineage in the 1800s. Freedman's lineage. Okay. Appreciate you, Richai. Says you need to be able to trace your family history and records to pre-reconstruction. And there you go. And my thing is, how many of these examples do we need? Can it be one person? Can it be a dozen? Or you need a 250,000 files for us to consider. These just wondering.
You have your paper. Whoever shows up with the correct paperwork, that's who gets on. If you don't have your documentation, then you need to slide to the side because there's the FBA line with their paperwork, and if you don't have your paperwork, you're in this line. Stand to the wall because we have our business already in order here. It don't matter if there's two of us.
Is
Get
this
your paperwork in order?
Is this what white man said? Did the government say this?
Say what?
About the record saying what we need.
Yeah,
have that.
Is Google saying it? Google is saying it. They are saying this is what the government is requesting.
And if we can, well, I'm sure there has been people that has been able to prove it. So,
and that's there you go, Mr. X. So can we get it individually? Or folks, this is what I think. If it's true, people are getting their paperwork together. Are they going to the right place, filing, getting their bread, and they're like, oh, I'm good. I got my reparations and ain't telling nobody? Because it sounds like, can I do this by myself? Can I get my family with all my paperwork? Say, here you go, court people. Give me my bread. And they look it over and say, okay, you qualify.
But then you want bread. We don't know what we owe you specifically. So where we at now?
It's per person. So, Mr. Walker, I don't know how many people are in your household, but let's just say there's 5 or 6. So if you can prove all 6 people in the household have all their paperwork in order, then you can in fact go when the laws are passed and everything with your 6 member household paperwork and go and get your reparations for
What's the number? What are we asking for?
Well, I believe it's $20 trillion, and I believe it's like 100,000 or 200,000 per person. Project Leroy, you can help me on that number.
Now, here's
so
the thing
per
now,
person.
Now, what if your spouse?
It's not per family.
What if I'm FBA and now my wife is Jamaican? Now,
So you would only qualify for your FBA part, but your kids will qualify because they are still 50% FBA.
So okay,
Your
see,
wife will be the only one. You know, she'll just be off to the side in that off to the sideline.
So you got to be at least 50% FBA.
Yes, one parent has to be foundational in order for you to qualify.
okay, we getting somewhere. This is all news. This is news to me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm learning. Here we go.
Appreciate you,
Like
Ebony,
we
for
were
real.
said,
Yeah.
250,000.
There we go. We getting somewhere. We got to get our paperwork in order. That's where we starting. We got to read and get our paperwork in order. Okay, I can start there.
And with those kind of numbers, you know, Nug is going to fall in line with Bonquisha because they already got 10 kids, you know, combined. So all that money coming together, they're going to make some shit.
You see that? Now look at Mr. X.
No. Listen, this goes back to my original question. Why would the government be inclined to do it? Why would they be inclined, even if there's a court that says they have to? Why would they do it these the same people that enslaved us? Why would they do it?
But why would they be inclined to give us our civil rights, you know, and take us out of segregation?
Well, some people say
didn't want to do that either.
Some people say they really haven't, right?
Well, I mean, technically, I mean, you're right about that, but they didn't want to give us any freedoms. We had to fight for it. So no, they're not going to want to hand us anything. We got to fight for it. So they didn't want to give us that back then. And who wants to come up off of some money and who wants to admit guilt? They know that what happened was wrong. They know that they're guilty for it, but they don't want to pay. And that's some BS. No, you need to pay.
So here's the thing. We're going to need a black man in charge, which we had for 8 years. But I think we're going to need a black man in charge. What?
But
Obama, I think our best chance was with Obama. No.
Hey, Mr. Gavin, I think Trump has the charisma and personality to do it and say he's the greatest president ever. I gave blacks reparations. Trump would take that to the grave as the greatest president ever. I think Trump would do it.
It was me. Only I could do it. It was me. No one else could do it. I gave you blacks your money.
He would be a legend.
Here's the thing. I don't care who does it. We know Obama wasn't doing it because at the end of the day, he's not from the lineage. Kamala, at the end of the day, she's not from the lineage. It's not about skin color or whatever. They're not for the lineage, and that's why it wasn't a priority.
We need a real black person. We need like Gavin X to run for president. Is that what you're saying? Do I need to do this for the culture? Do I got to run for president to get all my people 250,000? I'll do it. Just let me know. I'm gonna need at least 100,000 of y'all to sign a petition, and I'm gonna get myself in order, and I'm gonna run for president.
Yeah, that's what.
You ready to die, nigga?
Yeah, all that. I'm gonna put it on. I'm here for y'all. I'm about to sacrifice. I'm gonna do it.
And at the end of the day, we don't care who signs the bill. Just sign it and get it done. Like, I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Biden, whoever. Just sign the deal. But Obama wasn't the person for that because he's not from the lineage. He was never going to do that. Like the dude said, he's born in Africa, but really it's Hawaii or whatever. But yeah, he's not from the lineage. So
that makes sense. He don't have a shared interest. He ain't got so much skin in the game. I feel you on that, BD.
Yeah.
Whatever party does do it, though, they're going to have the black vote for the next 50 years. The Democrats better take notes because they down. The Democrats better take notes. Whoever passed reparations or at least flirt with the idea, they got the black vote for the next 50 years.
Yep.
Facts.
And it's time for us to start being serious about our politics and not just, okay, you have to give us something. There's no more free votes and catfish nuggets at the church and you come in and do an electric slide with us at the barbecue. No, we need tangibles. We need money. So all them days was over.
Tired of that pandering, man. Pandering Democratic Party. You right. Catfish nuggets and grape Kool-Aid. Shut up.
Yeah. And electric slides at the barbecue. No, we don't need you to come. We already know the dance. So yeah.
Appreciate you, Sir Ham. says this panel looks like every post-civil rights generation and pro-black faction I present is present. I'm sorry. With your powers combined, y'all create Captain Reparations.
Oh, wow.
Appreciate you, Uncle Tall. He says, I have a very unique last name. The only clue I got was someone told me there was a reunion going on with my last name on a big banner in downtown Chicago. I walked over there and it was all white folks. I kept on walking. Okay.
That's wicked. For real.
Appreciate you, Manuel. All my distant cousins on my DNA test come back white. It's wild. Shout out to Manuel Presley. Says reparations aren't for individuals. It's for the community, and currently we don't have one. Is this another obstacle? Will they say this? Will they say I can't give one person? Where your community ninja? Huh?
It's for the individual because the individuals were suffered. Okay, so we can come to with the community afterwards. This is for my ancestors and your ancestors. So we're all individuals when it comes to this. We can figure that community and all that family stuff out. Cut the check first.
Ebony want that check.
Y'all got my attention. I'm going to pursue this. I'm going to do my due diligence. Do the reading I got to do. Me and my wife gonna work on it. I know she listening. Yeah, her intent already up, and we gonna see where this goes. I'm gonna post my progress. I'm gonna walk it like I talk it and see. I'm gonna see where I end up. You muted, Mr. X.
I told y'all I'm running for president. Don't y'all fear. Everybody relax. Give me some time. Get my affairs in order.
Can I get three? Can I get three? Oh, you still got supers.
Shout out to Uncle Tall. Says Baba T, change that smoke alarm battery. Respectfully.
I heard it.
Shout out to Rachel. Appreciate your sister. Says Ebony facts. And New Year Day during slavery was when slaves were sold a lot, like a big holiday sale. Stop indulging in holidays. This is where you cripple. They will make. Do you not understand how that's gonna hit every news? They'll be like, hey, Bob, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, all of them. Like there's no melanated shoppers. They will fold, but y'all can't because y'all got to put on for folks. Stop.
Well, here's the thing. Who's the messenger? That's where it starts. If the messenger is Gavin X and Mr. Walker, Bonquisha gonna tell us to go to hell. But if the messenger is Meg the Stallion and Glorilla, then we gonna tell them to go to hell. So who gonna tell all these black folks to stop shopping and everybody gonna listen to them?
I'll listen to Meg. I'll listen to Glorilla. I'll listen to Lil Kim say stop shopping. Oh, as long as the message is righteous, I guess I'm
they gonna be righteous. They gonna be twerking and eating chicken while they telling you to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be some nonsense behind it.
Yeah, and maybe not everybody is going to fall in line, but enough of us will, which is why, like this is another fact, but on Christmas Eve, that's when a lot of the slaves escaped because the slave owners were out traveling to different plantations to visit their other family members. So we are starting to celebrate Areta Sese. We talked about this on Saturday, where we teach our families about how our families escaped. Not all of us stayed in bondage. We dipped out. We were living in the dismal swamp and escaping to the free cities and everything. So that's something that we need to be celebrating, is how we got up off that plantation and figured it out.
Amen.
That's what we should celebrate.
Yeah. Can I get three things off real quick?
Yes, sir.
One last one. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
Appreciate you making better decisions. Says, I listened to a podcast called Mo Facts and Adam Curry, where they spoke on various topics, and it started with the conversation about reparations. Okay.
Appreciate you, brother. So there we go. Real quick, Brother Jay, because we about to get up out of here.
Okay. I'll make it quick. One, I'm a trauma medic by training. So my mind kind of works different. I deal in black and white, life and death. So not once did anybody on here ever hear me say that I was against reparations. I deal with the facts. Sometimes it's not going to be easy to get what we want. So just put that on the record. I never said I was against reparation. I just said it ain't going to be easy because we're not going to be on the same page. Two, if you time me out, you got to time Mr. Walker and Gavin X out too, because they were saying the same stuff I was saying. And 3, why don't you go ahead, save them super chats, get you a mic and a camera, and come up on the panel and hit the link.
Yeah, Project Leroy.
Project Leroy.
There you go. So there you go. And we was not, I don't know exactly what Jay said. I don't disagree with the whole reparations thing. My thing is how we gonna do it. We gotta have a plan. I'm not just emotional. I have no emotional attachment to it. If it's something logical, you know, my thing is there's gonna be bloodshed. That's the only way my brain can process somebody handing black people trillions of dollars. Only way.
Literally what I said. Who's willing to sacrifice?
We gonna see. I'm going to do my due diligence. We had this conversation. All right. My team, Captain Spirit, I'm going to see how far I get with this process. Mr. Walker is going to pursue reparations. It's done. I'm about to see where I go. I'm about to get this paperwork, trace my lineage. Already got halfway there. And see, somebody got to tell me no. I'm gonna get an answer from somebody. They're either gonna say, hey, we'll talk to you in 10 years. That's what I imagine is gonna happen. They're gonna say, all right, thank you for your paperwork. Don't call us, we'll call you. But I'm going to find out.
But who will be the direct point of contact though?
I'm gonna find out.
Dr. Umar. Huh. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We go all reach out. Umar.
All the way to the school.
Shout out to the doctor. Listen, we appreciate y'all coming up. What you got? We'll let y'all get final words. You gotta be quick. What you got, Ebony?
I just want to say thanks for letting me come up. And I always thought it was like a guy time or whatever, but I appreciate you guys letting me come up. And I think collectively we can all make this work. And as far as the land and stuff goes, once we get our money, we can buy our land, and whatever we have to do, if we have to continue to pay taxes on it, that's just what we're going to do to pass it down to the families. We'll have our paperwork in order, get your wills and stuff together. We are going to know what to do. Enough of us are on code to know what to do. And that's who's going to be pushing for reparations. And I love you all. You guys are all my brothers. And I thank you for letting me come up.
Yes, man. Anytime, Sister Ebony Dean. Yeah, this ain't just a guy's panel, but yeah, blessed to you for braving up here with these ninjas. You did well, sister. You did well.
Ebony Dean, awesome. The glistening queen.
We all don't agree sometimes. It's awesome discussion. What you got, brother 10? What you got? What's your final word, brother?
Man, once again, I just want to say much love to first of all, y'all for even having the panel for us to be able to come up on, and then everybody else in the panel, brother Baba T, brother Jay Tillman, Miss Ebony Dean, G Honda, everybody else who was here earlier. I really appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do, because these conversations get the ball moving. I remember earlier y'all was saying, well, what's the first step? And it starts with platforms like this where we can actually have the conversation. And like Mr. Walker said, he's going to go back through his due diligence. I'm sure all of us are going to have a lot of thoughts to take away from this conversation, and the audience will as well. So much love to SBC, Caught Before the Horse, Truth Over Lies Nation. And I'll continue to support y'all throughout y'all growth, because I started watching y'all a couple months ago. So I went back and watched some of y'all old episodes when y'all was a little more, when y'all spoke differently. So I really admire the growth and the development y'all been doing. So
yes,
much
sir.
love.
Appreciate you, brother. That means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, them old videos was a little rough.
Fire. Them old episodes is fire.
Crazy.
Appreciate you. So what you got, Baba T? All right. What you got? Something quick and concise for us that we can sleep on tonight.
Close us out, OG. Close us out with some wisdom.
Listen, you all keep going on about money and all this crap and this and that. You know, reparations are to rebuild our community. You have to have a base, okay? Like I said, just like Kwanzaa, you start in your house, you start on the outside of your house, you start on your block, then you start with the neighborhood, then you start with the city, state, and federal government. Well, that's the same thing with reparations, man. You got to look at these things in steps. Don't you know you bring the United States to the international court? You know how many people hate the United States? If you all can understand your linkage to the motherland, I keep telling you all, we were over here before time. We traveled from Africa here. We had all sorts of old remnants of where we come all the way to Mexico. You got black towns in Mexico, man. So, and remember, Mr. Walker, you said when you were born here, right? So you're part of the indigenous people, like through North Carolina, Florida, all through these other areas, Oklahoma, North Dakota, South Dakota. Those are all indigenous people. California, okay? People that look like us. So when you start looking at your linkage, you might find out that you came from some of the Native American tribes. And the Native Americans got all that money. These are basically white folks through the centuries. You know what I'm saying? They got younger, lighter, lighter, and lighter. When it started out dark, because if you look at the some of the diaries of the European settlers that came here to this country, they said they identified dark-skinned people with long hair, that were here on this island. So Pocahontas was dark then, man. She was a melanated sister, man. Come on.
Yeah, facts.
So we will find that linkage where our money is also tied in to the Native Americans, indigenous people.
They perverted that cartoon so much, that Pocahontas. Yeah, you ever see Pocahontas and John? For one, she was a little girl. Yeah, my gosh. Yeah, that was Pocahontas is sick. I'm sorry, you threw me off, but yeah.
You all go around and you start just saying hello to people and I love you. How you doing? Have a good day, man. To our people. And that hits the heart, man, on a continued basis. So that's it, man.
Look, we appreciate you, OG. Make sure you change that smoke detector battery. First thing
What better ain't going on, man?
Yeah,
ain't nothing beeping.
Chirp. You get chirp. Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nonetheless,
smoke detector right here. You ain't beeping.
Something beeping.
I heard something. Nonetheless, all right, maybe it ain't. Maybe we wrong. Maybe everybody wrong.
Yeah. I just got 3 questions. Where you get it from? How much it costs? And can I smoke it?
Yeah, we wrong. There we go. Now, what you got, G Honda? You got 10 seconds, brothers, before we leave.
The infamous G Honda.
Nah, salute to the chat, man. Salute to the panel, man. Salute to Willie Walker having better words for word of the day, because they've been trifling. But nah, dope topic, man. Dope topic, man. With the whole reparations thing, man. I just think that that along with a lot of stuff that's because if you go on your city sites or your state sites, they got this thing where you can unclaim property, unclaim cash, and a lot of people got stuff in ownership that lingering out there that's just waiting to be grabbed from the state and the city. And that's just something that just came back into my mind as y'all was staying with the whole land ownership thing. So definitely something to look into, man, and definitely something that raised my antennas also. But salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all, man. Gavin X Willie Walker, man. The whole space, and yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, I got some land down there in Louisiana, G Honda. I need you to go reclaim it for me.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you
I
don't.
do Shreveport. I swear. The Beaners. I got them look it up.
Not in 318. No, you don't.
Don't be hating.
Man, Pittsburgh don't even claim you, man. Stop.
That's true. I'm an orphan child. Nobody claim SBC claim me.
There you go. There you go.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you making better decisions. Says reparations is a debt that is owed. How we get it will need to be figured out, and the records they kept will point to who will get it. See, that's what we acknowledge. How we get it will need to be figured out. It sucks that we have to figure out to get what's owed to us acknowledged, but we got to figure it out. The Viking conqueror holding it. He said, "Y'all got to be quicker than that. We got to get it."
That part.
Money. Appreciate you, good brother. Cutie old one says, "My jive turkeys, keep them talking." Appreciate you, brother.
Well, listen, this was a crazy show. Like you said, this was day 33. We made it through. We'll be back up here tomorrow for Single by Choices for more madness.
Tomorrow's Single by Choices and the finale to Word of the Day. Will G Honda finally get some kudakata, or will he be left with his own demise and a half-empty bottle of lotion?
Trifling. Hey, y'all gotta realize Willie Walker failed English like 3 times, so he just revising his English terminology. So
That's
I'm
not
great.
true.
I'm great. I'm helping you with your terminology of words, Willie Walker. You can thank me.
I'm gonna help you. I excelled in literature. I failed accounting 3 times.
This
I
too
failed
is
accounting
for
3 times. I failed accounting 3 times. That's your ammo. It's accounting. All right, there.
accounting. Where's your accountability? Non-existent.
Listen, shout out to Baba T back in the Cash App. He says, let's not forget about the Willie Lynch letters.
What? I agree. What's that got to do with
He said he
reparation?
was fake though. He wasn't even a real person.
Willie Lynch.
What? What, Baba T?
Oh, you didn't know Willie Lynch? And he got together with a bunch of slave owners and taught them how to treat their slaves.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
And
What you know about Reverend Cole Conk? OG, Reverend Cole Conk.
Okay. You know, and Willie Lynch was a slave home. They took him to the Caribbean from the United States, and they taught all their slave holders how. You all don't know about the Willie Lynch letter?
I do.
He's not a real person.
No. Well, listen here. They say it isn't, and it is. But if you look at the letter, you look at our conditions. What do you think?
I know who is real. Reverend Cole Conk. Y'all don't want to talk about the Reverend Cole Conk. Do you know him?
Yeah.
What's the story behind him? Now that a lot of people don't know. What's the story behind Reverend Cole Conk? Right
In
quick.
5 words or less, because we getting out of here.
Yeah.
Very quick. About 5. If you can't do it in 5 words, we'll do it on Wednesday. We'll be back Wednesday.
Okay, I'll do it on Wednesday. Because I'll give you a whole line.
Shout out to Project Leroy. Say for Baba T, smoke detector, 9-volt battery fun. There you go.
Appreciate you. We're getting up out of here. We appreciate y'all coming up. Shout out to all the sponsors, Baba T. Shout out to George. George come through with a Cash App. He says that reparations is already spent. Is in Ebony's mind. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I mean, I know what I'm not going to do is trick it off. I'm going to do the right things with the money. So if that's spent, then yes, it is, because I'm going to do the right things.
Yeah,
well spent. Invested. I would say invested.
There you go. Yeah, mine gone. It's gone. Yeah, land. That is the journey hasn't changed. I need that land, baby. I'm on my knees, my land.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, listen, like I said, we'll be back Wednesday for the finale. Wednesday will be day 35, and we got a big festivities going on for that day, so y'all don't want to miss it.
Gonna be madness. Be there, be square. Honda, you ain't got to come, but everybody else, be there, be square.
I'm pretty sure I'm busy.
Appreciate y'all. Also, like I said, shout out to all the sponsors, Baba T, Raquel Rose, Brother Tall. Tall is the big sponsor. Brother Tall coming through. Shout out to Project Leroy. He's coming through. They told you to get a mic and a cam. Shout out to Richard Media. Shout out to Brother Matt. Shout out to Rachel. She's also a big sponsor here today.
Yeah! Boom, shakalaka!
Appreciate you, sister. Shout out to Mr. Incredible came through. Shout out to Brother TJ showed up. He was supporting. And shout out to the whole panel.
There we go. And yeah, here we go. It's going on 9 o'clock. Shout out to the sister, Mrs. Raquel Rose. She is going live here at 9 o'clock. Make sure y'all head on over there. Here we go.
That part. So until tomorrow, I am Gavin X.
I am Mr. Walker.
And we are Cart Before the Horse Productions.
A good evening.